4 to play in the fourth, 17-16.
By the way, while we have a second, can I just thank Sports America for coming out here? Memphis
Absolutely,
Spence,
man.
Jim Tyree, you guys are unbelievable. How many years you been doing this now?
And this is
our 7th, I think.
to present.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So we're the
you guys
longest
do an amazing
broadcaster
job.
of this game.
We missed the COVID
When we
year. That was the
started-
only one we missed.
We weren't here for COVID.
there
We
were
had a
two-
virtual event.
That's right. Yep.
We started off, Fox was the actual television broadcaster, and then there was
We missed one at the
contract
second year.
dispute,
Yeah.
on the second year. And then the third year, they brought in NFL Network, gave us back the radio rights. So that's so we've basically been the longest broadcaster.
I was going to say, you should see Spence on the Pasadena streets. He's driving this city like he's lived here for 20
my
years.
God.
I mean, it's incredible. He knows exactly where he's going.
You got to watch which alley you walk down now.
That's right. That's right.
Stay in my
Loose on those
hotel room.
streets.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
yeah.
At the 2-yard line, that's where the ball is placed. And the American team down 1 with 9:04 to go. They got to go 98 if they're going to score on this drive. Waiting for TV to come back as I look up and see Peyton Manning's smiling face on the screen. And now I think we're ready to go. Red Hat's gone, and the quarterback into the game for the American squad for this drive. It's going to be Scott. No, I don't think it is. I think it's actually Clifford again. We hadn't seen him since early in the game. So Sean Clifford back in at quarterback.
Great opportunity for him.
He'll hand the football off, able to find a little running room off right tackle that time. Is the running back. After he gets up, it's Swin, Titus Swin. And I mentioned, Rick, I wanted to talk to you about Swin. What do you know about that young man, the running back out of Wyoming?
Yeah, we brought him on, I think, later in the process as a replacement guy, and now he gets his opportunity to showcase his skill set. I did want to mention Clifford. He's working with Tony Rafciopi, the quarterback coach who prepped Kenny Pickett leading up to last year's NFL draft.
Yeah, too bad he landed with Pittsburgh. Back to throw again. Is Clifford rolling to his right, going to throw to the sideline to Swin. Just kind of an emergency outlet, and Swin's going to get the first down up across the 15 down to the 17-yard line. Not bad at all. Just making it up as you go along. You're the bottle cap. I'm the stick. We'll do it this way over on the sideline.
Hey, pop goes the weasel.
You got it.
In at left tackle now is City. So because of Eastern Michigan, he's a 5-year starter out of Eastern Michigan, began his career playing offensive tackle, but recently has only played guard. He's moving to tackle this week, just showing with depth concerns and him wanting to show what else he can do. He's going to be a guard at the next level, but showing the fact that he can play tackle, he's hanging in there on the edge, showing his movement skills. I think that's really impressive on his part.
Swin's going to get about 4 off the right side, trying to get to the boundary, and a nice little extra effort to get 1 more yard ahead of the 20 to the 21. You mentioned the Eastern Michigan offensive lineman, one of the heaviest guys coming in at 326, but he is very, very nimble, as we would say. First team All-MAC. He is out of Canada, 2-time member of Team Quebec and Team Canada.
Miss an episode by all means, and you could miss a lot.
To the radio play-by-play voice and our buddy back from here at Youngstown, it is the voice Fitz. Everett Fitzhugh. My friend, how are you?
Man, it feels good to hear your voice again, Mark. Everything's going well, and definitely excited to be back on the airwaves briefly for here in Youngstown.
By all means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio and streaming live on westernreserveradio.com.
Welcome to this week's edition of the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show. Now from Columbus, here's Marty Bannister.
The high school football regular season is over. Conference championships have been decided, and now it's time for the second season, which is the Ohio High School Athletic Association State Playoffs. We welcome you to this week's edition of the OHSA Football Playoff Preview Show. I'm your host, Marty Bannister, and thanks for being with us for the next 30 minutes as we set the scene all across the state of Ohio for this week's playoff games. Back in August, 708 schools began the season, and now 448 of those schools will enter the 52nd annual OHSA football playoffs. In this week's show, we'll talk with the OHSA's football administrator, Bo Rugg, about the OHSA football playoffs, and we'll get reports from around the state to set the scene in your region. As a reminder that all playoff games during this season are on Friday nights, and all games will kick at 7 o'clock unless otherwise noted. First, though, let's step aside for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. When we return, We'll chat with Bo Rugg. You are listening to the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show.
You practice hard, you play hard, you're always reaching for your goals. You reach for the next point, the next yard, the next win. And after the game, reach for low-fat chocolate milk. It has the fluids to rehydrate you, the right mix of protein and carbs to refuel you, and the vitamins and minerals to help you build strong bones and bodies. Fuel up with chocolate milk. For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
The Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Pro Football Hall of Fame invite you to the 2022 Football State Championship Games in Canton at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Log on to ohsaa.org for information on the playoffs, state championship games, and tickets, including indoor stadium club passes. Make it a weekend to remember in Canton with the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the OHSAA Football State Championships.
Spectrum News One, a new kind of news channel dedicated to refreshing storytelling and empowering communities across the Buckeye State. With your local forecast every 10 minutes and all of the essential news you need 24/7. Plus, in-depth shows and exclusives focused on your community. Always Ohio, always refreshing, always on. We are Spectrum News One, exclusively on Spectrum.
Hey, football fans, now's the perfect time to rush to Canton to visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Located only a short drive away, the hall provides experiences you can't get anywhere else. Enjoy the Super Bowl theater, the Game for Life holographic experience, interactive displays, one-of-a-kind memorabilia, and lots more. The hall is open 7 days a week, so what are you waiting for? Get off the bench and get into the game. Tickets are available right now at profootballhof.com.
Welcome back to the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show. For the OHSAA Radio Network, here's Marty Bannister.
And we would like to thank all of our show sponsors, including the OHSAA Radio Network, which will broadcast all 7 state football championship games live from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton starting on November 30th and then on December 1st and December 2nd. Tickets are on sale at ohsaa.org/tickets. We recently caught up with the OHSAA's football administrator, Bo Rugg, to talk about the 2023 high school football season in Ohio and as well to look at the playoffs. My conversation now with the OHSAA's Bo Rugg.
Bo, let's talk. It's playoff time in Ohio, and that's an exciting time in the state of Ohio for high school football. It's really what everybody kind of gears their seasons toward, and you can kind of feel that coming down the stretch, can't you? You go out and watch games, you see different games, and you kind of get that feeling that we're into playoff time.
Yeah, it really happens not only when you're out watching games, but during the week. I'm getting a lot of, whether it's emails or calls or texts about certain things, especially about what happens if this team wins this and how does that affect my points and are we going to host? And everybody's excited, and it is an exciting time.
We'll get into a lot of the whys and why things are done playoff-wise, but when you said teams that host, and I think it's a very interesting point to bring up because there's no question. Schools that get the chance to host in those first couple of rounds, that's a big deal for them, isn't it?
It's a huge deal. It's a culmination of something that they get to stay at home and they get to have that tournament game at their site. We like to say it's supposed to be neutral for as many things as you can, but it is at your site. And so that's something that they value very much. And those that in the top 4 in each region are, if they win, they're going to be home 2 weeks in a row. That's a big deal.
And it's exciting for the community. It's exciting for the players. It's a big thing. I think it's one of the great things about the way Ohio stages the playoffs is giving those teams a chance to host. Has there been any consideration, Bo, to maybe taking that deeper into the playoffs?
We've talked about different things about that. The coaches really like the neutral sites as they go further along. And they feel that the home site is a big advantage. And we see that in a lot of sports, and I understand that. And I know that in lacrosse, we go all the way through the regional final in home sites, and coaches don't like that. They think that's too much of an advantage. So I think they like the neutral when we go to it. It's the right time in regional semi, and they're excited about it. As long as we can get the sites, it also brings another community into the mix to be able to host and really kind of highlight our nice sites. We're guaranteed when we get to that round, at least the last 10, 12 years, that we're going to have a good site with a good field.
And that takes me to my next question, site selection. I know it's something you get a lot of feedback on that from, well, I think coaches, you get it certainly from fans, certainly on social media. Maybe take us through some of the steps. What goes into selecting a site to host after you get to the neutral round?
Yeah, we have a committee of people, and it's really a good group right now. I have representatives from each district helping me, athletic directors. The great thing about that is, can we use this site? They'll be texting their friend, can we come there? and we get that answer much faster than we used to be able to get it. But the key thing is who puts in to host, number one. And then once we get a game, we're looking at what's the best site between these two that will hold the game. Certainly in some teams, some schools, we have some things that you've got to have a size. Others, the size of the facility isn't going to matter. So location might be the best thing there. But if size is a consideration, location is what's our best total travel situation. We may have one going 40 minutes and one going an hour and 10, and that's really good versus both of them going an hour and 20. But we get that from schools. They're traveling shorter than we are. You know what? 20 more minutes on a bus ain't going to make a difference. Both of you are on the bus. Both of you have to get on, schedule it, get there. It's not a big deal. And that's what it's about. So we want to get it to where both communities can get there easily and have a great game.
How much does the field turf surface play into this? Because most games now, most schools have that. Well, maybe not most, but it's a large number of schools, I should say, have field turf surface.
We haven't had a grass field neutral site game, I don't believe, since 2013. So if that tells you anything. And we've had some times when schools reached out to me and said, these two schools are in our league. We'd love to host this game. And I took it to the two schools and they said, we appreciate that, but we want to be on, because it was a natural grass field. We're in good shape or this or that, but we want to be on the surface we know is going to be, because if it snows or rains on Thursday,
right,
it is what it is. And so we're very lucky that we do have a lot of fields that we can get them on a surface that we know they can play on.
Another change this year, all games have moved to Friday nights. Let's go through the steps of that. Where did that come from, and what's the idea behind that move?
Yeah, interestingly, I have a committee from the Coaches Association. It's called the Tournament Playoff Committee, and they brought it up to me. And we tried it in 2017, trying to kind of own Friday nights, so to speak. And I said, I'm happy to do it. It's actually better for us logistically. The only people it really puts at a disadvantage are two groups, or two people, I should say, two groups. One group, media, and the other person is me. I can't go to as many games. That's it. Other than that, our officials were better off because we don't have the conflict on the D3 officials on Saturday night. Our schools are used to hosting on Friday night. They're used to playing on Friday night. That's why the coaches wanted it. But the big thing for me was the coaches saying, look, in our world, this is what happens. We play on Friday night. Saturday, we take off, family, whatever. Sunday, we're right back in, video, practice. Monday, we're back in school. You play on Saturday night, you don't have that because you're back in school Monday, no matter what. And that's what was brought up to me. And I'm like, wow, that was impactful. And if the schools want this and want it, I think it's a great thing, because I think we need to really try to own Friday night. Yeah, we've got some NCAAs that are trying to play on Friday night, but I think they take more grief for that than they get positives for that. They get positives from a money TV deal, but ours is, that's when the communities want to do this. And so we're excited about it. We'll see how we go through this year, but we've already been Friday only for the first two rounds the last couple of years, and that's proved to be very, very good. So we're excited about it.
I thought the point about the coaches was very important, because, and you know this from your years being around the sport, if there's ever a sport that's where you have creatures of habit. It's football.
100%.
Practice, play, and then that practice, and losing another day than playing, it makes a big difference for a team,
It's
doesn't
a huge difference. Yeah. And we want them to be as comfortable as they can be. They don't need any other distractions. They're under enough pressure.
Absolutely. But as we wrap up, let's get a look into your week as we get ready for the open of playoffs. I know you have so many things on your plate. You love to get out and watch high school football games. You do that during the season. But what's your week like leading up to the opening of the playoffs?
Yeah, the first thing about it when we're in playoffs, and we just had a meeting about Sunday. So what's Sunday going to be like? Sunday, we've got to get all the schools, all the final Harbin ratings. The schools get a chance until Sunday at 10 a.m. to challenge anything in Harbin. We do that. We get the teams loaded into the schedule. We get all the officials assigned. And then, that starts the week. And then, so that starts the week, and then issues. I've got an issue because I can't work the game. And so a lot of officials things throughout the week to make sure we have all the crews set. Don't have a lot of stuff about teams. We do have a meeting on this Sunday with all the first round hosts, and that helps. But during the week, as we go along in the playoffs, then we're sending them the footballs to each team and to the site and whatever the site needs, those types of things. So that's, early in the week. And then as we get closer to the actual game day, I'm deciding on what games I'm going to go to. And we have, I'll get to 2 or 3 sites, and I'll decide that midweek. We have a group of observers that we have to get assigned to each site, and we have district coordinators for those observers to get them there. And then that's the first week. And then after the first week, it's looking at reports during that time and then sending and going through the same process as we go. So it's a process with school scheduling, official scheduling, and then scheduling how we're getting out to watch games is all part of it.
It's an exciting time of year, isn't it?
It's the best.
It's the best. Absolutely. Bo Rugg, thanks for your time. Appreciate it as always.
And once again, we'd like to thank Bo Rugg for his time. Now let's allow our local stations to share a few messages from their local sponsors. When we return, we'll hear from radio announcers around the state. You are listening to the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show.
The year was 1907. The Chicago Cubs won the World Series, and the Ford Model R hit the assembly line. While here in Ohio, school administrators came together to form the Ohio High School Athletic Association. A lot has changed since 1907, but not the dedication of the OHSAA to education-based athletics in Ohio. School sports teach responsibility, sportsmanship, and life lessons that stay with students long after their playing days are over. Since 1907, the OHSAA seeks to prepare students not for the next level of sport, but for the next level of life.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Ohio high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Ohio.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show. For the OHSAA Radio Network, here's Marty Bannister.
All right, let's get down to business and start previewing the opening round of games, which start this Friday night all across Ohio. Friday night, Spectrum News 1 will televise 3 first-round games. In Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, St. Ignatius, and Mentor will get together. In Central Ohio, it's an Ohio Capital Conference regular season rematch as Grove City visits Hilliard-Davidson. And in Southwest Ohio, it's a Greater Western Ohio Conference regular season rematch as Springfield travels to Huber Heights to face the Warriors of Wayne. In addition, 15 games will be streamed live by Spectrum on OHSAA.tv. The NFHS network will also stream up to 20 playoff games on Friday night. Search Ohio at nfhsnetwork.com for details. Now it's time to break down the first round of the regional playoffs from across the state and get regional reports from broadcasters. A reminder that all playoff games in the first round and all throughout the playoffs are on Friday nights and will kick off at 7 o'clock. First of all, let's check on that. Let's check on how to talk. All right, again, intro here in 3, 2. And now it's time to break down the first round of the regional. I can't talk all of a sudden. 3, 2. And now it's time to break down the first round of the regional playoffs across Ohio and get regional reports from broadcasters. A reminder that all playoff games are on Friday nights this year and all kick at 7 o'clock. Let's head to the southeastern part of the state now and get an update from our friend Aaron Cassidy.
Thanks, Marty. It has been a fantastic season here in Southeast Ohio for high school football. We'll start in Division III, Region 11. Where the Jackson Ironmen take on the Marietta Tigers. The Tigers qualifying for the state playoffs for the first time in 21 years and just the second time in school history. Another good story out of this region is the Athens Bulldogs, who qualify at 6-4 on the season, and they'll be the number 12 seed. One of the toughest regions in the state of Ohio, Division 4, Region 15. 3 teams from Southeast Ohio qualify. Gallia Academy will be the number 9 seed. Vinton County with a 9-1 record will be the 12 seed. And it'll be the Morgan Raiders for the second straight year qualifying for the playoffs. They will be the number 14 seed. A region that is loaded with talent, Division 5, Region 19. They have 4 teams in the playoffs. Portsmouth West is the number 9 seed. Portsmouth is the number 11 seed. South Point is number 15, and it's the Ironton Tigers, maybe one of the best teams in Division 5. They are the number 2 seed in this region. In Division 6, Region 23, a name known around the state of Ohio, the Fort Fry Cadets, coming off a Final Four appearance. They'll be the number 3 team in this region. They will also be joined by Nelsonville York, who makes another playoff appearance, along with the Trimble Tomcats at the number 10 seed. Finally, top-seeded Caldwell will be in Division 7, Region 27. Then there'll be 6 other teams from Southeast Ohio in this Division 7, Region 27 as well, including Waterford, Monroe Central, South Gallia, along with Southern and Sciotaville. Reporting for the OHSAA Radio Network and for WMOA, I'm Aaron Cassidy.
Aaron, thank you. Let's move to the northeast part of the state. Former Ohio State Buckeye TJ Downing has our start counting report.
The leaves are falling and a colder shade of weather is taking over Northeast Ohio, and you know what that means. It's time for the Ohio High School Athletic Association state football playoffs. I'm TJ Downing with Stark Media, and here's your Week 1 playoff preview. The Massillon Tigers last week defeated McKinley Bulldogs 35-0 in the greatest rivalry in high school football. That gave the Tigers a 1 seed inside of Division 2, Region 7, and they will host Central Crossing out of Grove City. For the McKinley Bulldogs, a 4 seed, they will host Strongsville in the same region as defending state champion Lakewood St. Edward. Also around the area, a couple 9-8 matchups to keep your eye on. Canton Glen Oak will host Lorraine. 3-time state champion Central Catholic will host Cardinal, just celebrating 35 years of their first 88 state championship football team for the Crusaders. A 1 seed in the area, the Canton South Wildcats just capped off a perfect regular season, going 10-0 by defeating the Northwest Indians in Canal Fulton 48-28. The 1 seed will now allow them to host the Northwest Indians at Breck Bueller Stadium this Friday night. Also, the Fairless Falcons will travel to defending state champion South Range. And another one to keep your eye on, Garaway out of the IVC. A 1 seed will host Rock Hill out of Ironton. Last one to keep you up to speed on, last year, the Jackson Polar Bears would defeat Berea Mid-Park in one of their very few playoff victories in school history. This year, this Friday, they will travel to Berea Mid-Park. I'm TJ Downing, and this is your playoff preview.
Now let's check out the Cleveland area. Here's Matt Gould.
In the Northeast, we have a slew of state title contenders, including 2 defending champions. We'll start in Division 1 with the heavy favorite there, Lakewood St. Edward, looking for the three-peat. They got that big offensive line, including 3 Power 5 commits. Michigan-bound right tackle Ben Roebuck is a third-year starter over there. And the twins, Deontay and Devontae Armstrong, committed to Ohio State on the left side. St. Edward is coming off of a big Week 10 win at Akron Archbishop Hoban, a game that Max Preps had pegged as the #1 game in the country. And speak of Hoban, they're among a trio of title contenders in Division II. Hoban's looking to get back, make their what could be their 4th straight trip to the finals, losing the last 2 to Toledo Central Catholic and Cincinnati Whitten Woods. They could be a Final Four team, a heavy favorite coming out of Region 5. Avon, a heavy favorite in Region 6. Coach Mike Elder's Eagles were made 5 of the last 6 Final Fours. That ended last year against Toledo Central Catholic, but they could get back. Massillon, of course, is the #1 ranked team in the Associated Press state poll for Division II. But speaking of Toledo Central Catholic, that team that won it all, they're now in Division III, a heavy favorite coming out of Region 10. It might be tough for a Northeast Ohio team to beat them, but Region 9 is loaded. And of course, we got Youngstown Ursuline, which got to the finals 2 years ago. And then there's Kenston, Chardon, Aurora. It's a pretty loaded Region 9 over there. Division 4, got the defending state champions, Glenville. Ted Ginn Sr. had a junior-laden squad last year when they got to Canton. Those guys are back, including 2 Ohio State commits and Bryce West at cornerback and Damarion Witten at receiver. Division 5, the #1 ranked team there, Perry, coached by Bob Gesowich. Some folks in Columbus might remember him from his time at Dublin Jerome. And Perry beat Kirtland this year. The Hornets only lost. And of course, Kirtland, a favorite in Division 6. The #1 ranked team in the AP state poll there as well. Tigler Verdi's got another squad rolling that we could see in Canton.
To the Lima area and the northwest part of the state, here's the one and only voice of the Bowling Green Falcons, Todd Walker.
If you're talking playoff football in Ohio, you're talking about Marion Local. They've won 13 state championships each of the last 2 years. They've been state champs. They've won 42 games in a row. They begin what is expected to be a Division 7 state championship run, hosting Tri-County North. Division 7's Region 26 is the most competitive in the state. Fantastic 50 has 3 teams with a 20% chance or better to win the region: PG, LCC, and Macomb. Pandora Gilboa is home for Lipsick. LCC will host Ayersville, and then Macomb is home for USV. Moving up to Division 6, Region 22, Columbus Grove and Bluffton, the 1 and 2 seeds. Grove just beat Bluffton for the NWC title last week. They're heavy favorites to meet for the regional crown in a few weeks. Tonight, Grove hosts Lakota and Bluffton hosts Paulding. As for Division 6, another team to look out for is Versailles out of the MAC. They are in Region 24. They host Troy Christian. 8 of the 10 schools in the Midwest Athletic Conference made the playoffs, including Coldwater in Division 5. They host Indian Lake. 6 of 8 teams, by the way, out of the Northwest Conference are in. Western Buckeye League, 7 of their 10 teams made it, including Region 12, Division 3, Wapakoneta and Salina, the co-champs, home for New Richmond and Hillsboro. Second ever home playoff game coming up for Lima Senior after winning the Toledo City League in their first year in the league. Lima Senior will host Xenia, and Findlay, coming off its first 8-win season since 2012, will be home for Olentangy Liberty. And that's a look at the playoff situation in and around Lima. My name's Todd Walker, reporting from 1150 WIMA.
And as we wrap things up, let's check out how things look in the opening round in Central Ohio. From WPNS Radio, here's Ryan Baker.
66 teams in Central Ohio spanning 10 regions made the postseason this year. Central Ohio has #1 seeds in Regions 2, 3, and 11, as Olentangy, Gahanna, and Bishop Watterson hold the top spots. Gahanna, the defending region champion in Region 3, lost to eventual state champion Lakewood St. Ed's in the state semis last year. The other defending regional champion is Bloom Carroll in Region 11. The Bulldogs, who lost to Canfield in the state title game, are the #5 seed in an absolutely loaded region. There are a couple of opening round rematches in Regions 2 and 3. In Region 2, top-seeded Olentangy hosts the 16 Dublin Jerome. The Braves won that one 35-20 in Week 9. Also in Week 9, the #2 seed Olentangy Berlin beat 15th-seeded Marysville 34-14. In Region 3, top-seeded Gahanna beat Reynoldsburg 49-6 in Week 4, and the #3 seed Pickerington North beat 14th-seeded Westerville Central 16-14 in Week 6. For high school football overtime on 97.1 The Fan, I'm Ryan Baker.
Gentlemen, thank all of you for your efforts and your reports, and that will do it for this week's look at the first-round playoff reports from across the state of Ohio. Let's step aside for a few messages from the OHSAA, and when we come back, we'll wrap up this edition of the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show.
Hi, I'm Anthony Munoz. I didn't make it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame by letting drugs and alcohol affect my ability to play. I brought my A game every time, and that's what you should do when sharing the road. That means never getting behind the wheel under the influence and wearing your seatbelt, because it's always the best defense against a drunk driver. So whether you're driving around town or to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, never let impaired driving take you out of the game.
This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety.
School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The game is over, but this time, instead of asking how many goals did you score or what were your stats, try asking these questions. Were you a good teammate? Were you coachable? Did you give 100%? And did you have fun? Because those are the values that school sports instill in Ohio's young people, where winning and losing are secondary to the life lessons that will stay with kids long after their playing days are over. This is the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Educate through sports.
You practice hard, you play hard, you're always reaching for your goals. You reach for the next point, the next yard, the next win. And after the game, reach for low-fat chocolate milk. It has the fluids to rehydrate you, the right mix of protein and carbs to refuel you, and the vitamins and minerals to help you build strong bones and bodies. Fuel up with chocolate milk. For more information, visit drink-milk.com.
Before we wrap up this week's show, the statewide playoff brackets, a reminder, are available on the OHSAA website at ohsaa.org, along with football playoff histories of every school in Ohio. Looking ahead to the state championships, all session tickets are on sale at ohsaa.org/tickets, including a special ticket package with indoor access to the Stadium Club at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium during and after every game. In our next playoff preview show, we'll go inside the regional quarterfinal pairings and talk with OHSAA Executive Director Doug Ute. On behalf of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, I'm Marty Bannister. Production facilities and assistance provided by Yamo Media and Adam Dell. The OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show has been a production of the OHSAA Radio Network.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
CityView Sportscast is proud to bring you Mineral Ridge Rams football on the Madurix Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week. And now from the stadium with tonight's call, here's Matt Lipsack and Matt Emsch.
And good evening and welcome to the Madurix Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week here on CityView Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240. Mark means Matt Emsch with you from North Jackson as we begin the Division 6 Region 21 opening round matchup between the 6-4 Mineral Ridge Rams and the 7-3 Jackson-Milton Blue Jays. And Matt, this game was so much fun the first time, they decided to play it again.
Yeah, we have a huge matchup tonight between these two teams that meant the regular season ended on a last-second penalty, which had implications of possibly going to overtime. It did not work out that way. The Blue Jays kicked the game-winning field goal with no time on the clock, and the Rams are really fired up to get another shot.
You look at this matchup, and it's been pretty even. The last 5 matchups, if you include this year, is 3-2 in favor of Mineral Ridge. So they've had a lot of close games over the last 5 meetings.
Yeah, they have. They've been inundated with a lot of injuries this year. Finally, they're about as healthy as they could be this season. Missing some of those extra points in some of the earlier games. Definitely, how important 1 point can be. Special teams has been an issue on and off. And if you don't have all 3 phases of the game together, that's definitely going to cause a problem in the win column.
So when you look at this series and these 2 teams, they are among the 448 high school football teams that begin round 1 of the high school playoffs tonight. All games on Friday till the state championships, looking to go from 448 down to 14 that'll play for a state championship.
Yeah, you know what? They really weed out who belongs there. And obviously you get some of those Cinderella teams that might not normally be in a state championship, and they play when it counts most. This is one and done. You don't have next week if you don't take it out. So everyone gives their best, and it really is incredible. Looking 448 with only 14 left is really insane.
Going to take our first time out of the Dirks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week. When we come back, it's time for the Youngstown Orthopedic Associates Coach's Corner. That's coming up next here on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
With over 30 years of experience, Madurik's Butcher Block in Mineral Ridge is a quality-driven company focused on great personal service. Our fresh meats are of the finest cut. We make a variety of burgers, sausages, and a full line of deli meats. Using our own smokehouse, we prepare different types of jerky, snack sticks, kibasi, bacon, hot dogs, and bone-in hams. When your tummy needs some relief, call 652-BEEF. That's 330-652-2333.
Jesse's Dairy Cove is a hometown favorite, located at 3743 State Route 46, across from the gazebo in Mineral Ridge. Enjoy all of your favorite ice cream. We have over 32 hard scoop and over 40 soft serve favorites. We also have a large food menu, including homemade chili sauce, sloppy joes, pulled pork, fresh cut French fries, and mac and cheese. This fall, we'll start our homemade cookie and party trays. Visit our website at justicedairycove.com to see our menu. At Justice Dairy Cove, we appreciate your business.
Shining Stars Dance and Baton in Niles, Ohio is home to state, regional, national, and international world champions. They offer a wide variety of classes for ages 2.5 and up for boys and girls. Celebrating over 31 years in business, the excellent staff of instructors will help take your baton twirling skills to the next level. Shining Stars would like to wish all the cheerleaders, dance line, band, feature twirler Amira, and players a successful season. Go Rams!
If you love history, head over to YouTube and check out Blogging Through History. Hosted by Mineral Ridge High School graduate Chris Mowery, Blogging Through History visits historic sites to explore not only the well-known figures and events of the past, but also compelling stories that maybe you've never heard before. Chris would also like to wish his niece Amira Emsch and the Mineral Ridge Rams the best of luck for a successful 2023 season. Now back to the Badurix Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast.
Pregame show continues here on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240. Now time for the Youngstown Orthopedic Associates Coach's Corner. Up first, Matt Emsch's interview with Mineral Ridge head coach Brian Shaner.
Again, we have Rams head coach of the Mineral Ridge Rams, of course, Brian Shaner. Coach, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great. So excited to have you on. Always a pleasure to have you on. But, man, this week is very special. We got the OHSAA playoffs, and not only the first round of the playoffs, you guys have a little rematch this week.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to this one. We didn't even exit the field from week 4, and I think every coach probably said the same thing. Hope we get them again in the playoffs. It was a great football game, great matchup, and great league opener. And, we won another shot at them. And, we got lucky enough with our points in that to end up going to Jackson and, looking forward to another great game.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Coach, we have to bring up that rivalry game last week against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I tell you what, not that they didn't show up to play, but wow, did our boys show up to play. Great week of preparation. We just keep getting more and more healthy as these weeks gone by. it's probably the most healthy we've been since week one, and it really showed. All of our guys were out there, played an inspired game. They had to get that one. They didn't want to limp into the playoffs at 5-5. They needed that shot in the arm, and again to win one going into the playoffs. But what an atmosphere! What a night before the game with the parade and everything and bonfire. Our boys, they were fired up, and boy, they come out and they show the town a really good Ram team.
What we were so impressed about, Coach Shaner, is every play you could tell, not only from the get-go how fired up everybody was, but it was almost like whenever they would get in the huddle after a big play, they would look at each other almost. To me, it came off, okay, whoever gets the ball next, this is your time. I'm challenging you. And man, did they show up.
Yes. And I told our guys, tonight, it started, I believe, with our special teams approach. Our kickoff team was screaming down the field and laying the wood every time they got down there. And then our defense, again, we're getting more and more healthy on that side of the football. And that's the defense that I thought we would have each and every week with all those pieces out there. McDonald, they got all the pieces, and our guys did. And they played very, very inspired. They played for each other, and they played with that reckless abandon that Coach Allen demands from them. It's just he was able to demand it with our starters back, and they played a great game. And we're leaning on that defense. They got to do it again on Friday. And as long as that unit's together and they're out there, I'm going to tell you what, I love lining that group of guys up against anybody that we'll face from here on out.
Yeah, it was very, very inspiring. And senior night, rivalry game, the playoffs on the line. And it was just so impressive. And, you guys get another week with each other. Now that we're in the playoffs, is there a different kind of mindset at practice, or is it just business as usual?
I'm going to tell you, it's business as usual. We understand that it's lose and go home, and we understand win and go forward. We have a special group of guys. We actually have a special program. Our guys play for each other. They play for the community. They understand what's expected of them. They let us coach them a certain way. And it's a great place to be. And we're taking it one day at a time, getting better every day, having a great week again, getting ready for this playoff game. And we're not going to deviate from who we are. We do what we do, and we do it a certain way. And, that's our approach. It was our approach even when we had the injuries. We didn't back off the young guys. We had to coach them hard. They have to do it our way, and our way is what we believe in.
It's going to be super exciting. Coach Shaner, we'll see you on Friday. Good luck.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you guys.
That was Matt's interview with Brian Shaner, head coach of the Mineral Ridge Rams. His Rams in the playoffs at 6-4. And you look inside the numbers, this Rams offense averaging about 32 points per game while giving up about 18 points per game. So when they win comfortably. But if you're in that 30-point range as a high school team, that's pretty good offense.
Yeah. It is. And, the thing about Mineral Ridge is when they've got their full contingent and everybody is playing well, Ian Erb and the rest of the crew just absolutely tear them up, like Balestrino and everybody else. The line is on. But, you play some of those better teams, you definitely got to play as well in all three phases on defense and hold that score down because, they got to hold them back. And that's been some of the problems this year in their losses.
They will face the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays, who won the regular season matchup 23-20. Head coach Nate Brody has his Blue Jays in the playoffs for the second straight year. They come off a 22-7 loss to Western Reserve right here last week. And let's stay inside the Youngstown Orthopedic Associates Coaches Corner and hear my interview with Coach Nate Brody. Back inside the Youngstown Orthopedic Associates pregame show with the head coach of Jackson-Milton, Nate Brody. And, Coach, first off, congratulations. It's always special to make the playoffs.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Listen, our guys have worked really hard this season and the off-season as well, and it's nice to get an extra week of playing football.
It's always special to make the playoffs once, but you've done it a couple years in a row now. Does it make it even better knowing you've been able to go back-to-back years?
Yeah, it just kind of sets an expectation that we plan on playing in Week 11, and hopefully down the road we start to have an expectation to play in Week 12 and Week 13. But, yeah, it's nice to have consistency with our program, yes.
Coach, I know things did not go the way you wanted last week against Western Reserve. Kind of take us back to that ball game and where you feel like you came up a little bit short.
We had some guys that banged up a little bit. We had some roster guys that weren't playing, and we had young guys fill in. So anytime you get, you're playing freshmen, it's tough. It's a learning curve for everybody, and that's what we were kind of dealt with last week. And I know Reserve battled their own injuries, so we were both kind of dealt a shorthand last week, and we didn't execute good enough, and we didn't block and tackle better than Western Reserve, and we didn't deserve to win that game based on that.
Coach, before we talk about the matchup against Mineral Ridge tonight, let's go back to the first game. Is it an advantage or a disadvantage having already played a playoff opponent during the regular season to match up with them in round one?
I enjoy it because as a coach, there's familiarity with the coaches, and it's intriguing to see what type of new flavors they're going to, the coordinators are going to kind of throw into the mix this game. Also playing in the conference and playing in the playoffs, we get a lot of film on our opponent. Much more film than you would typically get versus an out-of-conference opponent. So we have a lot of tendencies, and I'm sure they do as well, that we are reviewing. And I think it's fair for both sides, but it's just unique, in my opinion.
When you look at this matchup with Mineral Ridge, you won a hard-fought, close ball game the first go-around. What are some keys for your squad to get a win and move on to the next round?
Well, number one, we have to win the turnover battle. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if we need to have two extra turnovers, one extra turnovers, 3, 4. I don't know, but I know we cannot lose the turnover battle and win this game Friday night. It just won't happen with some young guys that we're going to be playing. So if we can hold on to the football and cause some turnovers and cause some maybe confusion with some of Mineral Ridge's guys, that would be very beneficial to us. And I think it goes back to our guys up front. If our guys up front in the trenches can block their D linemen, and if our D linemen can get off blocks, I think you're going to see this game winning in the trenches. I mean, both teams got great skill guys. It's going to be up to the guys up front on both sides, on both teams, to see who's going to win this game.
Coach, you said you're a little banged up, played a few young guys last week. Do you anticipate getting any of those guys back for this week's matchup?
No, I do not.
So how do you make an adjustment when you have to play that many young players? Is it just put the best team you can put out there and see what happens?
That's it. We gotta coach them up. That's what they hired us for. We gotta coach these kids up, no matter what age they are, and we gotta select our best product based on the kids' performances. And that's what we've been doing all week long, and even last week. So a little adversity, but our kids have faced adversity all year long, and I think we battled through it, and we're excited to get an opportunity Friday night.
Coach, appreciate your time and best of luck.
All right, thank you so much.
And that was the head coach of the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays, Nate Brody. You look at the numbers for Jackson-Milton, 23 points per game offensively, about 18 points per game defensively. So they've been in close games this year. They know what those games are going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, they're 7-3 for a reason. They've won a lot of good games. They've won a lot of close ones as well. And when you're in the OHSAA playoffs, you know the close ones, if you don't know how to pull some of those out, you're going to get in big trouble because you're going to come against teams, number one, that are mirror images of yourself sometimes and possibly better, and you can eke out a win. They're going to be close.
The winner of this game matches up with the winner of the Rootstown Ravenna Southeast matchup. That is the 2-15 matchup. So the winner of the 2-15 gets the winner of this 7-10 matchup. We will have updates from Rootstown throughout the night on that game. So we'll know which one of our two local schools here tonight will advance to that next round. Mineral Ridge has made their way onto the field. We are awaiting the appearance of the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays. And, it's these final moments right before a playoff game. You've been to them on multiple levels. Mm-hmm. Is it focus? Is it nerves? Is it a balance of both?
It's everything. You're ready to jump out of your skin. You want to start smacking heads. You're very nervous because the games get bigger each and every week, especially towards the end of the regular season, and you get in the playoffs. Even more integral for your team to pull everything together. You're nervous. You try and keep the nerves straight, but you're focused too. So it's a balancing act in all three of those things. And the teams that usually perform best, you see that at the beginning of the game, and they most likely will win the game as well.
You are listening to City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One Network and Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown. It is the opening round of the high school football playoffs. And the Blue Jays ready to take the field across from us. Ridge on the road. They are in the orange pants, the white jerseys with the black numbers trimmed in orange with the orange shoulders. Jackson-Milton comes on the field with the blue pants, blue jerseys, blue helmet for the Blue Jays. And we are just moments from getting this rematch underway. For just joining us, the last 5 matchups, it's been kind of down the middle, 3-2 in favor of Mineral Ridge over the last 5 matchups between these two schools. And we are going to step aside for our final pregame timeout, a 2-minute break. We will come back and we'll have tonight's kickoff on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
If you are seeking a skilled photographer in Northeast Ohio with experience in capturing documentary-style photographs for various occasions such as family events, weddings, graduations, sporting events, and other special occasions, look no further than Colleen Moore Photography. Accessible via ColleenMoorePhotography.com, or she can be reached at 330-314-7547. Colleen sends her best wishes to the Mineral Ridge Rams for a fantastic season. Go Rams!
SNK, painting your house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solution. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Experience nature's bounty with Creations Backyard. Elevate your health with the most nutrient-dense foods on earth. From farm to table, sustainably cultivated with care. Grown locally in Niles, Ohio with no chemicals or synthetics ever. Unlock your culinary creativity with Creation Backyard Microgreens. Convenient local delivery and pickup options available. Order now at creationsbackyard.com or call 330-282-7208.
Action Physical Therapy is a locally owned outpatient physical therapy company serving the Mahoning Valley for over 20 years, with 5 convenient locations in Hubbard, Cortland, Kinsman, Salem, and Mineral Ridge. Action Physical Therapy can handle all of your physical therapy needs. Action Physical Therapy will create a unique plan made specifically for you. Call us at 1-8333-BEST-PT to schedule your evaluation today. Check us out at myactionpt.com. Get back in action with Action Physical Therapy, and as always, go Rams.
From high school to the pros and everything in between, you're listening to City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One Network. Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast.
Has elected to defer and put his defense out on the field first.
Yeah, it's my belief as an ex-player, as an ex-coach, and doing radio. I mean, and the majority of us usually believe if you have the squad that can handle it, you have a good defense, get the ball at the beginning of the second half. They do have that. And the way that they played last week against the McDonald Blue Devils, definitely the right choice.
Ready to kick this off on the Youngstown Orthopedic Associates kickoff. Landon Powell handles the kickoff for the Rams. The Blue Jays will send 2 returners back deep inside their 10-yard line, and we are ready to begin round 1 and a trip to Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton for the state championships. Powell gets his foot into this kick, end over end. Going to be a short kick, fielded on the run, across the 20, flip back to the other returner, who's across the 25, and down near the 27-yard line. And on that opening return, that's Keegan White, the junior, who will play all over the field for the Blue Jays.
Corey Squirrick and Michael Lockhart on the tackles for the Mineral Ridge Rams.
Jack McDivitt expected to get the start today for the Blue Jays. We'll see Keegan White, Joe Zayas in the backfield. A combination of Green, Perrine, and Fay are the wide receivers. The Blue Jays open up the game left to right here in the opening quarter. They'll have two receivers far out to the right side. Single back in the backfield with the quarterback, who now steps up under center. Twins behind him as they reset. He'll turn and lose the football on the initial snap. There's a loose ball on the ground. Rams say they've got the football. We'll wait for an official indication.
Huge win. Huge. Wow.
So the Blue Jays lose the center quarterback exchange. And Mineral Ridge comes out of there with the turnover, and they're going to have the football. Second down. He initially pointed like it was Mineral Ridge football.
The referee pointed Rams ball. That was odd. I'm confused.
So loss of one brings up a 2nd and 11 from the 26-yard line. Yeah, I saw he pointed in the direction of the Rams, but the offense stayed on for Jackson-Milton and for Mineral Ridge. Loss of one, 2nd and 11 from the 26-yard line. Again, two receivers go to the right. Two backs in the backfield with the quarterback. He'll take the snap. This time he'll turn, give it on a quick handoff to the first back that's through, and there is no running room whatsoever to the point where a helmet went flying.
Yeah, Joey Zayas, the running back senior, lost his helmet. The Rams look just like they did last week against the Blue Devils, and that's not a good thing for the Blue Jays.
Loss of one on the run by Joey Zayas, the 5'11 senior. 224 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, 3 receptions and 2 touchdowns on the season for him as well. 3rd and 12 from the 25-yard line, just underway. 10:29, clock rolling in the opening quarter. Again, Blue Jays send 2 receivers out to the right. They'll split 2 backs in the backfield behind the quarterback. 3rd down and 12 from the 25-yard line. They'll run it again, this time across the 30, out to the 33, to the 34-yard line. It looked like Keegan White on the carry for the Blue Jays, but it's going to set up a 4th down.
Yeah, just a host of Rams on the tackle there. Co-captain Ian Erb and also Matt Monnier on the tackle, aside from some others.
4th down and 4 for the Blue Jays from their 33-yard line on their opening possession. They'll bring the play call in from the far sidelines.
I'm not real sure that they should be going for 4th down if that's what they're doing here, unless they do a quick kick.
So their punter is number 11, Sam Kahn, but Keegan White stays in the backfield. Quarterback under center, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Movement up front. Rams able to reset on this 4th down and 4. They're going to pitch it to the back. There's no running room whatsoever. He's going to be knocked down at the 30-yard line, and a big stop for the Rams on the opening drive.
Yeah, Brady Balestrino, number 9, who is one of the best receivers in the Tri-County area, I think in the state, has so impressed me on defense the coming games the second half of the season. Blew that up. They were not fooled at all.
Owen Shingle-Decker, the junior, is the starting quarterback. 695 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, throwing 122 yards rushing and 1 touchdown for the junior. Feature back is Ian Erb. 1,121 yards rushing and 22 touchdowns on the year.
He's been incredible.
Shingle-Decker, 2 backs with him in the backfield, single receiver. They are going to give it to the up back. That is Jacob Russell. And Russell gets across the 30, and he'll be down to the 28-yard line. Give him a pickup of about 3. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, it's kind of that thunder and lightning kind of backfield with Ian Erb and Russell. Russell is one of those kind of bust type of running backs. It takes usually 3 or 4 to take him down.
Single receiver right, 1 to the left. Shingle-Decker to throw it. Has a man open, and he comes back to the football and makes the catch down near the 12-yard line. That is going to be the leading receiver, Brady Balestrino, with his 32nd catch on the year.
Yeah, he is just one of the best players on this Rams team. Just a junior. Offense, defense, it doesn't matter.
Right down to the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 12. They're going to give it to Balestrino, sweeping to the outside, trying to turn the corner. And he's going to get inside the 5, maybe right down near the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Rams.
You know, another thing that the Rams, I'm sure you'll see every single game they have had this year, Shingledecker has done a great job at getting teams to jump with his cadence.
One receiver right, 2 to the left. They give it to Ian Erb. Erb looking for the goal line, going to drive the pile. And he's going to be down around the 2-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal from there.
Yeah, very close. That offensive line, especially the left side of that line with Zach Stacy at guard and Chase Moore at tackle. They are beasts.
Right back to the line of scrimmage. Shingledecker to throw it. Going to fire the quick slant ball. Dislodged and almost intercepted in the end zone. We'll say that pass is incomplete. It brings up now a 3rd and goal from the 2.
You know, that hit was a little early. I'm a little surprised there wasn't a flag. I mentioned real quick, Beasts. Zach Stacy was our winner this year of the Beast Lineman of the Year award last year. He got that in their big rivalry game against the Blue Devils.
So it is going to be now 4th and goal from the 2. High snap. They give it to the ball carrier, and he's in. That's Ian Erb, a 2-yard touchdown on the opening drive with 7:37 to play in the opening quarter.
Great job by the Rams. Like I said, you followed that left-sided line specifically. All that line has done a great job. But, man, when you go behind Stacy and Moore with Ian Erb at about 6'1", 235 pounds that can move, it's hard to stop.
So that will bring on Luke Porter. That'll bring on Landon Powell for the extra point. 34 of 40 on the year. Snap down, and we'll have flags fly as the kick is good up inside the right upright, but we're going to get a procedure penalty on the Rams that'll back them up 5 yards.
You know, one of the things that Mineral Ridge has done poorly this year is they have had some issues on special teams, that third phase. As we listen to the PA guy, they just have had, many mistakes. They had some last week, one of the only mistakes. So if they had to clean up their game, I would say it's that third phase.
Back it up to the 15. Erb will hold. Landed Powell on to attempt the extra point. Blue Jays showing some pressure. High snap this time. Powell gets the kick away, and it is up, and it is good. 7:37 to play, opening quarter. It is Mineral Ridge 7, Jackson-Milton 0. We're back in 30 seconds on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
Shining Stars Dance and Baton in Niles, Ohio is home to state, regional, national, and international world champions. They offer a wide variety of classes for ages 2.5 and up for boys and girls. Celebrating over 31 years in business, the excellent staff of instructors will help take your baton twirling skills to the next level. Shining Stars would like to wish all the cheerleaders, dance line, band, feature twirler Amira, and players a successful season. Go Rams!
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast.
So the Rams take advantage of a short field after stopping the Blue Jays on 4th down. Ian Erb's 23rd rushing touchdown of the year gives them an early 7-0 lead.
And, you look at the interview you had with Jackson-Milton's head coach, and he spoke of some of those injuries. You definitely got to think that's coming into play.
So it's time for another Youngstown Orthopedic Associates kickoff with Landon Powell again to do the kicking. This one a bit of a low arching line drive, fielded on the run. Bring it back across the 25, looking for the 30, diving across the 30 and down near the 32-yard line, and a little bit better field position this time for the Blue Jays.
And on the tackle for the Rams, that time you had Owen Silak, number 17, helping. Also was number 34, Jackson Nance.
Jersey's Dairy Cove scoreboard from Bullrine Stadium in Niles. Edgewood takes an early 7-0 lead over the Niles Red Dragons. 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays. They'll play from their 32-yard line. Stack two receivers to the right. Put two wings into the backfield. You snap it directly to the running back, who's going to keep it in the single wing and get across the 40 and out to the 42-yard line. That's Keegan White on the carry. And a nice opening play for the Blue Jays.
He hit off that right side of the line. They did a good job that time, opening up, giving him some room to run. We also have another Jesse's Dairy Cove quick score. Springfield local up 7-0 on Monroeville.
That's a first down run, making it 1st and 10 to the 43-yard line for the Blue Jays. Again, they'll bring two receivers to the right side. They're going to set up a single wing situation again with Keegan White at the tailback spot. And now we've got a whistle on a stoppage play. And if Fish in front of us saw something he didn't like equipment-wise.
Yeah, it's equipment.
With Vincent Fay, number 34, and they'll send him off. And Ashton Green, the senior, will check in. So now you've got a whistle from our referee. They're going to stop play again.
And their scoreboard update. The Ursuline Irish, they had won, Division III, Region 9 game against New Philadelphia. It's a 0-0 at the start of the matchup.
So again, worked out of a single situation, receiver stacked to the right. 6:35 to play, clock rolling, opening quarter, 7-0 Mineral Ridge leading Jackson-Milton. They'll snap it to him again. This time they'll try to run off the short side, cut back across the 40, and dives out to the 57-yard line, and it's going to bring up second down.
And you had number 24, Bryce Warman, the senior, on the tackle for the Rams that time.
So it's a gain of 4 out to the 47-yard line, 2nd and 6 from there. Fast-moving opening quarter. Both teams may content to keep the football on the ground as we go under 6 minutes. Again, the Blue Jays stack two receivers far out to the right. Keegan White single back in the backfield with two wings set up in front of him. He'll take the snap, and he's going to run with it again. Try to break out of the tackle. Steps through one, gets across the 50, 45, and all the way down to the 44-yard line. That's a big run for Keegan White in their second rushing first down of this drive.
Yeah, Matt Monnier and Corey Squarick helping get him down, but he did a really good job that time of making some nice jukes, getting extra yardage there. You got to wrap them up when you make contact.
So it is 1st and 10 for the Blue Jays, down to the Ram 44-yard line. 5 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Clock rolling in this opening quarter. Mineral Ridge with a 7-0 lead. Split two receivers to the right, two wings in the backfield. Quarterback now under center. He's just going to keep the football, try to follow that big offensive line. It looked like the ball popped loose, and there's a pile up a couple of yards downfield and waiting for an indication.
Referee is indicating, unless that's just what down it is. Okay, I'm sorry, that was just the down. He's making it look like he's signing it the other way.
So they will maintain possession after a minimal pickup of about 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. 4:40 to play. Clock rolling in this opening quarter. Blue Jays facing a 2nd down and 8. With the football on the Ram 42-yard line. Blue Jays wholesale substitutions.
A lot of injuries for the Blue Jays.
2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line. That is Caden Mitchell now under center at the quarterback spot. And the Rams came on a blitz and made contact across the line. That's going to be an easy 5 for the Blue Jays and set up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, the best linebacker the Rams has is number 44, super sophomore Preston Holbrook. He was coming on an obvious blitz. You know, they did a good job. Twice they've got the Rams to jump off sides. That's usually their MO.
So 2nd down and 3 from the 37-yard line. White is the single back with two receivers to the right, a wing to the left, and a fullback in the backfield. Takes the arrowhead snap, has the first down and more as he dives down to right about the 31-yard line, and that'll be the third first down on this drive for the Blue Jays.
You know, the Rams are running a little bit of variation of their defense for this offense. Zach Stacy's usually in there at nose tackle, Chase Moore at one of the defensive ends. You know, they're starting to move the ball a little bit on him. I would put some of that beef back in there.
So first down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Blue Jays break the huddle. They'll come to the line of scrimmage. So it's Keegan and White at the quarterback spot, almost a old-school single wing with two receivers to the right and two wings to the left. And before we can get the play off, this looks like this is going to be a legal procedure penalty on the Blue Jays. Somebody got a head start. Back them up. It's first and 15.
Good job right there. That's what you want to do. Everyone from the Rams extended family and all of us here from Western Reserve Radio and especially City View Sportscast, Matt Emsch, Mark Means, and Matt Lipsack want to extend our condolences to the Bittner-Stacy family. We're so sorry for your loss. Harry Bittner, it was an honor, sir. God bless.
First and 15 from the 37-yard line as they back it up 5 yards. The Blue Jays don't want to find themselves behind the chains in a situation where they may be forced to throw the football. Going to go with single receivers to the left, now two to the right side. White, the quarterback. They will give the ball to White, and there's not much running room there, maybe just a yard. It's going to bring up now a second down and 14.
I am not still getting a number. I think that was number 11, Ethan Pemberton, who had a shot at him in the backfield. He just squeezed by him, but the rest of the Rams took care of business.
So second down for the Blue Jays. Second and close to 15, under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Blue Jays send two receivers to the right. Two wings and a single back, quarterback under center. He's just going to keep it. White's going to carry the football, and he's going to push the pile all the way down to the 30-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 7, and this will set up a third down and long for the Blue Jays.
You know, again, I have to say, obviously, I'm not a coach. It's not my business on how Coach Allen on the defense works. But, you know, you got Chase Moore and Zach Stacy, who are usually starters on that defensive front. They're moving the ball a little too much on the run. They got to put some more beef in there.
Third down and 8 from the 30-yard line. We approach a minute to play in this very fast-moving opening quarter. So Mitchell, the quarterback now, and 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right side. Mitchell's just going to follow his center right up the middle, and they'll continue to push the pile for some extra yards down to about the 27-yard line. This is going to bring up a fourth down and just about 5 yards to go.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for the head coach of Jackson-Milton and their offense coordinator to see that. And there goes Zach Stacy. They're obviously saying that's what they're attacking. They're attacking that nose tackle area. They're taking out number 24, Bryce Rohrman, and that's what they need to do.
So for the second time in this opening quarter, the Blue Jays look like they will play on fourth down. But the quarter clock is rolling down now under 15 seconds as they break the huddle. They'll come to the line with now 8 seconds to play. And we get a whistle with 3 seconds to go, and that is going to be a delay of game on the Blue Jays.
Ooh.
So 4th and 5 now becomes 4th. Oh, they're going to say did they get the timeout prior to the penalty? So they're going to give Jackson-Milton the timeout prior to the penalty, and we'll stay at 4th down and 5.
Preston, a.k.a. Buzzman, wow, from Little Ram to Big Ram, without a doubt. Your hard work, talent, and love of your brother Ram shows. So proud to be a part of your journey. Love you, Buzz. We are Rams. Love Mimi.
Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. Niles and now Ashtabula Edgewood are now tied up at 7 apiece as the Red Dragons find the end zone in the latter seconds of the first quarter to tie that game up at 7.
In the regular season, you got to hope that you have that strength of schedule that will help you once you reach the OHSA playoffs, and they're playing well so far.
So they will put a couple seconds back on the board. So 5 seconds to go in this opening quarter. And again, there's 5 seconds left in the S&K Painting first quarter. And the Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard says 7-0 in favor of the Mineral Ridge Rams. Final play of this opening quarter. 2 receivers right, 2 wings to the left side. White working out of the pistol formation, takes the snap, looks to throw the pop pass downfield. It's intercepted by the Rams, and they are going to bring the football back on a nice return on what is going to be the final play of our opening quarter. After 1, it is Mineral Ridge 7, Jackson-Milton 0. We're back in 1 minute on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
Shining Stars Dance and Baton in Niles, Ohio is home to state, regional, national, and international world champions. They offer a wide variety of classes for ages 2.5 and up for boys and girls. Celebrating over 31 years in business, the excellent staff of instructors will help take your baton twirling skills to the next level. Shining Stars would like to wish all the cheerleaders, dance line, band, feature twirler Amira, and players a successful season. Go Rams!
SNK, painting your house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solutions. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School football game of the week on City View Sportscast.
Back to North Jackson as we get set to begin the second quarter. It's Caden McCune, the senior, on the interception, sets the Rams now back up with the football. They are going to run the ball right up the middle with Jacob Russell, the junior. Almost kind of sets up in the formation as a fullback, but used more as a traditional running back.
Yeah, he can play it all in the backfield. And like I said, him and Ian Erb, they switch up getting the ball. You have that thunder, lightning, speed, power mix. He just got a little tripped up there, and he fell a little prematurely.
1 to the right, 2 to the left side. Shingledecker takes the snap, gives the ball to Erb, running right up the middle, spins off a tackle, and he'll fall down the 40-yard line. That is a pickup of 10 yards and a Ram first down.
Yeah, and he hit that right side this time. Zach Stacy and Chase Moore on the right side of that line. They opened up a huge hole for him along with Russell.
Rams want to go quickly. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Russell sets up as a wing. They give it to Erb, trying to bounce to the outside. Broke a couple of tackles, and he's able to fall forward down near the 42-yard line. Good pursuit by the backers for Jackson-Milton. Holds him to a short gain.
Yeah, he did a good job because they were in the backfield early. the left side of that line, you have Derek Rakic, the freshman, and you also have, Kamani Johnson-Winford, the sophomore. So they've got a ton of young players starting this year for the Rams.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 to the 42-yard line. Receiver goes in motion. They'll give it to him on the sweep to the outside across the 40, 45, 50, 45, down to the 44-yard line is Brady Balestrino. It's a first down on the jet sweep for the Rams.
Yeah, he is just so hard to stop once he gets that speed up. He needs to be a little careful. This is high school. They'll throw a flag on you for too much celebration.
So a first down. They spot the football at the 44-yard line. Once again, running with Jacob Russell right up the middle, and he'll dive down near the 40-yard line, just shy of the 40. Give him a pickup of 3.
And he did a good job holding on the ball because number 8, senior Caden Mitchell really went for that ball to try and yank it out. That's definitely not one of the Rams you want to try. He is super strong.
2nd and 6 from the 40-yard line. Now they are going to pull another player off the field. Has to be another equipment issue. That's Brady Ballestrino that will check out.
I don't know what it was about. He wasn't too happy coming off either.
Ethan Pemberton, the senior, checks in. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. 2 backs in the backfield with Shingledecker, who's going to keep the football. And he's initially swarmed under, and he's going to be dropped back near the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a little bit, but it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, you know, when he gets a shot at getting the ball moving, he's pretty quick. And, you know, I also wanted to mention not only on the left side of that line, Derek Rakic, also we have, Phoenix Walker is in there right now at tackle.
All kinds of movement up front. The Blue Jays came across. That'll be a quick 5 and set up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 2.
You heard me talking about it all the beginning of the game. Every single game they've played in this year, they get people to jump. There you go.
So 3rd and short to the 36-yard line. 9:08 to play in the first half on the Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard. 7-0 Mineral Ridge leading the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays. Shingledecker takes the snap, gives the ball to Ian Erb, running right up the center and across the 35 and down to the 33-yard line, and that's good enough for a Ram 1st down.
Barb Ballestrino would like to wish the Mineral Ridge Rams coaching staff, team, and especially her grandson, number 9, Brady Ballestrino, a successful and healthy remainder of the season. Go Rams!
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line for the Rams. Ballestrino goes in motion. They're going to give it to him on the sweep, running to the wide side of the field. And Ballestrino down to the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of just 3, and it's 2nd down and 7.
Every little bit counts. You know, I always talk about all that matters most is that 10-yard football game. Get those fresh set of downs, and you're moving the ball. You don't always have to go for the gusto every play.
2nd and 7 from the 30-yard line, approaching 8 minutes to play in this opening half. 2 receivers to the right, split backs in the backfield. Ballestrino goes in motion, fake the jet sweep, give it to Erb, running up the middle, across the 25-20, on his feet to the 15, to the 10, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds near the 7-yard line. It's 1st and goal for the Rams.
Great job by the right side of that line, Chase Moore, Zach Stacy. Let me tell you something about Ian Erb. He didn't get over 1,000 yards for no reason. He is not easy to bring down.
1,121 yards on the season during the regular season. It's 1st and goal for the Rams from the 7-yard line. Rams will have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. 2 backs in the backfield. That's Erb and Russell with Owen Shingledecker, the junior signal caller. He'll take the snap, give the ball to Erb. Looking for the goal line. He's inside the 5 and down near the 3-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal for the Rams. 7:15 to play in the opening half.
We have a Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. The number 1 in Region 9, Division 3, Ursuline Irish, up 14-0 on the number 16, New Philadelphia. What is that? They're the Quakers, right? Yeah, the Quakers.
2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. They give it this time to Russell, and Russell looking for the goal line, and Jacob Russell is in from 4 yards out for the Ram touchdown.
He is a load. I talk about it all game. He has been a very hard person to bring down. You definitely don't want to take him up high, and you definitely are going to want some help.
Russell, that's his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. So this will bring on Landon Powell to attempt the extra point. Ian Erb will hold. Blue Jays showing some pressure up front. Snap, good. Extra point on the way, and it is also good. 6:51 to play in the first half. It is Mineral Ridge 14, Jackson-Milton 0 on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240. We're back in 30 seconds.
SNK, painting your house house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solution. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast.
14-0 is the lead for Mineral Ridge. The other half of this bracket is the matchup between Rootstown and Southeast. It is all Rovers after one quarter, leading Southeast 23-0.
You know, Southeast actually, I believe, beat the JFK Eagles last week. And, you know, they have really shown some really great play this year, but Rootstown just looking like they're too powerful.
Also, will let you know it is a 14-7 lead for Niles over Ashtabula Edgewood. That game at Bullrine Stadium in Niles. I guess we're kind of familiar with that stadium.
Yeah, you more than me.
Not too far away.
Another quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. The Youngstown Phantoms tied 1-1 with the Stampede.
Time for another Youngstown Orthopedic Associates kickoff. This is going to be a deep one. Return across the 10, 15, and out across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And that's a big hit on special teams by the Rams and a long field for the Blue Jays to work.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't catch the winner. I think, or the hitter on that play, I think one of the ones was Owen Silak, the freshman. He's going to be damn good when he gets older.
So 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. 6:43 to play in the first half. Mineral Ridge with a 14-0 lead over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from their 21-yard line. Rams showing some pressure up the middle. White takes the high snap, and this time there is no running room for him whatsoever. The Rams sent a blitz right up the middle, which is where the Blue Jays have been running the football primarily. There was no running room that time.
No, not at all. You had Jacob Russell, Zach Stacy, and Chase Moore amongst others who got in there. And we had been talking about they were getting run on because those two big boys, Chase Moore and Zach Stacy, were out. Now that they're back in, looks a little bit different.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14, back to the 17-yard line. 6 minutes to play here in the first half. And mostly running for both teams. I believe we've only seen one pass so far here in the first half, and that was intercepted. Caden Mitchell, number 8, looks like he is at the quarterback spot now. He will take the snap, look to throw. Now he's going to run with the football, looking for a block to try to get to the outside, and then it was cut off completely. No room for him to turn upfield. He is knocked out of bounds, and it brings up a 3rd down and long for the Blue Jays.
Brady Balestrino stringing that out. He did get some better yards, and he definitely would have. It looked like he was about to get sacked in the backfield, so any yards is better than less. But Brady definitely great job at stringing it out, pushing him out of bounds.
So 3rd down and 9 for the Blue Jays. Clock stopped, 5:37 to go in the first half. And the Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard says 14-0 Rams on top of the Blue Jays.
Amy Russell and her family want to wish the Mineral Ridge Cross Country team good luck. Hopefully Saturday, November 4th, they'll be at state championship at Fortress Obetz. Go Rams.
So 3rd down long coming up from the 22-yard line. Trips to the left with McDevitt now at the quarterback spot. And they'll blow this play down as there was some movement up front. A legal procedure penalty on the Blue Jays will make this now a 3rd and 13.
You know, when they have their normal contingent of defensive players in there, I don't see Chase and Zach at the moment. But, you know, when you start picking up on those offensive plays and you start getting that cadence and you're starting to make tackles for losses, it makes some of those young guys who aren't used to playing quite nervous.
And it's difficult. We've seen how much the Blue Jays have substituted here in the first half. They've changed quarterbacks from play to play.
Yeah, they have. And, that takes time, too. You had that delay of game that last series.
3rd and 13 from the 17-yard line. Mitchell under center. Sends a man in motion. Now he'll reverse pivot. And we've got another whistle and a Blue Jay timeout. Timeout on the field, 5:35 to play first half. Mineral Ridge 14, Jackson-Milton 0. We're back in 30 seconds on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
SNK, painting your house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solutions. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School football game of the week on City View Sportscast.
5:35 to play in the first half. Don't forget, coming up at half, this week's edition of the PAC Report with Commissioner Joe Enderko. We'll recap the first half scoring, look at scores around the Valley as round one. And a hopeful teams Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Because that was a special season.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, obviously at Canfield having their Cinderella season and really laying the wood at everybody that they played. South Range doing the same thing. JFK unfortunately losing.
So it's 3rd and 13. Put a man in motion. They'll overload the short side of the formation. Takes the snap, goes back to throw. That pass is going to be deflected and incomplete. Getting a hand on it as Jacob Russell was there to knock the pass away, and the incompletion sets up 4th down.
Not only did Jacob Russell knock it away, Brady Balestrino almost picked it off.
So the incompletion brings up a 4th and 13 from the 17-yard line.
I wanted a real quick comment as well. JFK, going to 2 state championships, having great seasons with Coach Verlogo. They ran him out of there. Grass is not always greener on the other side, people. They are only won 2 games this year.
After one quarter, it is Niles 14, Ashtabula Edgewood 7. So Sam Kahn back to punt the football away, and it's Herb back at midfield. Good snap, high kick off the side of his foot, and that is going to check up at about the 43-yard line and give the Rams another short field to work with.
I'm seeing so many similarities to last week's, again, behind the woodshed beating of the Blue Devils from McDonald. You cannot give this offense the ball right there in great field position when they're on, and tonight they're on.
5:24 to play in the half. Rams take the field. They will start this drive at the Blue Jay 43-yard line. Left to right here in quarter number 2. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left side. Shingledecker takes the snap. He'll give the ball to Russell. And Russell continuing to drive down just shy of the 40-yard line. A lot of contact for only about a 2.5-yard gain, but Russell seems like the back that seeks that contact when he has the ball.
He really does. Like I said, not the guy you want to take up high. You want to go low. You need help. They pulled that left side, that really young line, Phoenix Walker and Derek Rakic.
2nd down and 7. Shingledecker to throw. Goes downfield. Pass caught. Receiver breaks a tackle. Breaks a couple more tackles and dives inside the 25-yard line. Brady Balestrino, and he's a big, tall, strong receiver. And they're trying to tackle him up high, and that's not working.
No, you look at, there definitely is, for the most point, a big size difference between the Rams and the Blue Jays. Again, they've lost some of their starters. A lot of young kids playing, but Brady is one of the best receivers in the state of Ohio, in my opinion.
They're going to run it with Herb right up the middle. Has a clear cut inside the 15, 10, 5 to the pylon. Touchdown. 25-yard touchdown run for Ian Herb, the second of this first half.
And, you know, he just showed not only did that right side of the line with Zach Stacy and Chase Moore, their best linemen, do a great job at opening a big hole. He showed his speed. 6'1", about 235 pounds. He has over 1,000 yards, and he had guys that had an angle on him still outran him.
Did a nice job running to the pylon, outrunning the defense for his 24th rushing touchdown of the season, his second here in the first half. So Powell on to attempt the extra point. Herb will hold. Snap down, kick on the way, and the extra point is up, and the kick is good. 4:23 to play, first half. It is now Mineral Ridge 21, Jackson-Milton 0. We'll step aside for a 30-second break on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
With over 30 years of experience, Madurik's Butcher Block in Mineral Ridge is a quality-driven company focused on great personal service. Our fresh meats are of the finest cut. We make a variety of burgers, sausages, and a full line of deli meats. Using our own smokehouse, we prepare different types of jerky, snack sticks, kibasi, bacon, hot dogs, and bone-in hams. When your tummy needs some relief, call 652-BEEF. That's 330-652-2333. Now back to the Madurik's Butcher Block High School football game of the week on City View Sportscast.
50-plus yard touchdown run for Niles' Antoine Gardner, and their lead over Ashtabula Edgewood grows to 21-7. Here it is 21-0 Mineral Ridge leading Jackson-Milton. Time for another Youngstown Orthopedic and Associates kickoff with 4:23 to play in the half.
We also have a quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. Springfield now up 14-7 on Monroeville. They put a little points on the board earlier, but the Tigers starting to pull away.
Foul kick is away, end over end, going to be fielded near the 10. They'll flip it back. Now fake that reverse across the 25-30, 35, and out near the 37-yard line. That is a fantastic return by Jack McDevitt, and this will be the best starting field position for the Blue Jays in this half.
Agreed. You had number 17 again, Owen Silac, the freshman, doing really well on the kickoff coverage tonight. Mark, you haven't covered the Rams yet this year. They have tons of freshmen and sophomores who have had to pull that, next man up card, so to speak, and they've done a great job, got a ton of playing time. So if anybody, God forbid, gets hurt, you have young guys who have got a lot of playing time.
4:16 to play here in this first half. White back at a single back formation, double wings, and two receivers to the right. He's going to run it that way, and he's going to be tripped up, and he's going to fall forward back near the line of scrimmage. We'll say no gain on the play. It's second down and 10.
That was senior 4-year letter winner co-captain Ian Herb. He's just almost as good on defense as he is on O.
Everywhere.
Yeah, he is. He can play. He's backup quarterback. He can split out a wide receiver, defensive back. He returns kicks. The man does it all.
Did he fill the water bucket before the game?
He may have.
I know he holds, too, on the kick team.
Correct.
So he's done a little bit of everything. Second down and 10 from the 37-yard line. 3:35 to play, first half. Going to bring everyone in tight. Now the single back is White, going to work out of a long pistol formation. He'll take the snap, try to run. This time he's able to get a little bit of a push forward for about 1 yard. It's going to bring up now a third down and 9 for the Blue Jays.
Number 58, Chase Moore, and a host of other Rams on the tackle there. You're starting to see these Rams getting fired up. Number 15, Corey Squirrick, one of the seniors, just getting fired up. The good thing I like about that, you got his buddies. Yeah, you're fired up. I'm going to get you away from the line where the blue jerseys are so we don't get any unnecessary penalties.
Third down 9 from the 37-yard line. 2:45 to play in the half. Blue Jays break the huddle. They'll come to the line of scrimmage. White at the single back spot with receivers to each side now in a wing. Quarterback going to go under center. Working a hard count, and now we've got a whistle and a timeout by the Blue Jays. Gives us an opportunity to keep it here, and we can see with some inexperience and some injuries for Jackson-Milton, just can't feature the offense you saw in week 4.
No, it definitely was different. And again, I have to bring up that, Shingledecker was not in a quarterback that absolutely took Ian Erb away from his normal ability to do so much more. The Rams are fired up, listen, but they have a lot of injuries, as Coach said in your interview from the Blue Jays. You see even the size of some of those linemen for them, just really young freshmen, sophomore out there. It's just not fair, so to speak, when you're playing against Zach Stacy, for instance, who was our Beast Lineman of the Year award winner.
Yeah, it's challenging for young players to get kind of, put into a situation like this. But like Coach said, you got to do your best with what you have that's able to play. And that is all 3 timeouts now used by the Blue Jays. Coach Shaner and the Rams will have all 3 of theirs, with a 3rd down and a 10 coming up for Jackson-Milton. Going to bring one receiver out to the wide side, set another receiver to the short side of the formation, single back in the backfield. On 3rd down and a 9 for the Blue Jays. Back to throw. Caden Mitchell looking downfield, had a man open who got behind the secondary, but unable to connect on the pass as they were looking downfield. That looks like 12, Jack McDivitt, who is the intended target, and it's 4th down and 9.
Phoenix Walker is one of those freshmen that have stepped up. He also plays on offense. Again, I'm seeing a lot of players that normally I don't see. A defensive line. 58 Chase Moore, 62 Zach Stacy. They're getting some extra time to be stronger on offense, and it's showing. I've been very impressed all season long with these young guys starting.
Blue Jays look like they'll punt. Herb, single returner, back near his 30-yard line. Snap to the punter. That one went off the side of the foot. That's going to be a short kick that goes out of bounds right near the sticks. That's only looks like maybe about a 1-yard punt. And the Rams are going to take over on offense again with a short field to work with.
Again, so many similarities to last week's drubbing of the McDonald Blue Devils, giving this Ram offense, who is just absolutely on fire, the ball right there. I mean, that ball almost went into the stands. Definitely not what you want to see when you get rid of it.
Put the ball at the 35-yard line. 2:11 to play in the half, a 21-0 lead for the Mineral Ridge Rams over Jackson-Milton. Coach Shaner has all 3 timeouts in his pocket to work with. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left side. Single back is Jacob Russell. Referee winds us back to play. Shingledecker to throw, looks downfield, and that pass knocked away. Incomplete at the last second. That's good coverage by Jack McDivitt as Balestrino could not hold on to the catch to the ground.
Yeah, McDivitt had a big game against the first. It's always harder to beat a team twice, but Balestrino almost came down with it.
2nd down and a 10 from the 35-yard line.
Quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. Ursuline Irish up 21-0 on New Philadelphia.
They were going to run it right up the middle. And that is Herb on the carry. Just going after the middle of that Blue Jay defense, just going right up the middle, attacking that line.
Yeah, sophomore Jack McDivitt might have made 2 plays, but that time he got put on his back by Herb.
Gain of 6. Herb able to fight through a tackle and get across the 25 to the 24-yard line, and that'll move the chains with 1:42 to play here in the first half.
Dunlap's Repair Service would like to wish Christian Dunlap and the Mineral Ridge Rams a successful season. For all your plumbing and backflow needs, you can call Joe and Noah Dunlap at 330-718-8650. Go Rams.
Shingledecker to throw it on 1st down. A pass is going to be caught across the 20 down to the 18-yard line for a gain of 6. And we're going to have a whistle and a timeout by Coach Shannon with 1:22 to play in the half. And this drive's seeing a little bit more balance from the Rams, throwing it a little bit more.
Yeah, they are. You know, obviously with a cushion like they have, you're able to open up that playbook and take more chances. They're starting to separate themselves in terms of just pure talent. So definitely play some of those plays that you can get a little more yardage on.
2nd and 4 from the 18-yard line. 1:22 to play here in the first half. What has been a fast-paced first half.
Quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. The Youngstown Phantoms now up 2-1 on the Stampede, and the Tigers of Springfield up 14-7 on Monroeville.
2nd down for the Rams. Coming off the timeout, they've got a pair left. Shingle-Decker going to send Balestrino in motion. He'll look to throw, flips it to Balestrino, has a couple of blockers out in front, but a good job by the Blue Jays to come up and support, force him to the boundary and out of bounds.
He did get that fresh set of downs. And again, you know, you mentioned about, you know, the mistake of taking Brady Balestrino up high. They did it. He stood on the sidelines. He never went down.
So that is a first down for the Rams. They're going to run it, and not much running room there whatsoever. Shingle-Decker kept it for a short gain. Only 122 yards rushing and 1 touchdown on the season. Don't see him run it all that often.
No, he doesn't. And if he gets a hold, though, I do have to say, if the linemen do their job and he gets the ability to hit it, he can go far.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 from the 12. Going to flip the ball to Herb, who makes the catch. Herb going to work his way down the sidelines, and he's going to get into the end zone for a 12-yard touchdown. That is Ian Herb on the reception, his 4th receiving touchdown of the season.
Yeah, he does it all. Great job by Ian Herb. He is just already having an amazing game. You're starting to see some frustration from the Blue Jays trying to start some messes on the field. They have been very level-headed, and it's easier to be level-headed when you're winning a football game.
So the touchdown pass from Shingle-Decker to Herb. And now Landon Powell will come on to attempt the extra point. Snap down, kick all the way, and the extra point is good. With 40 seconds to go in the half, it is a 4-touchdown lead for the Mineral Ridge Rams on the Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard, a 28-0 lead with 40 seconds to play here in the half. And 3 of those 4 scoring drives starting in Blue Jay territory.
Yeah, you know, especially in the OHSAA playoffs, you want to give yourself every, you know, possibility of at the very least, if you're not going to score, to keep the other team from scoring. And you're giving a hot team who's coming off a 40-7 win over their rival last week the ball with one of the best tailbacks in the state of Ohio, and he is just getting the ball in a very short field. Not a great situation for the Blue Jays.
It's gone forward a couple of times on 4th down and haven't been able to convert. And now the Rams back out on the field for the Youngstown Orthopedic Associates kickoff. Once again, coming up at halftime, the President's Athletic Conference report with Commissioner Joe Anderko. Recap of the first half scoring and scores from around the valley as round 1 is underway. 7 minutes and a change to play from Bullrine Stadium. Niles 21, Ashtabula Edgewood 14. That's a little closer than I may have assumed for that one for the Red Dragons.
They have a really good back there, too.
Powell's kick is away. It is short. It's going to take a bounce and be brought back across the 25, dive into the 30, and out to the 31-yard line is Jack McDivitt on the return for the Blue Jays.
You also had Preston Holbrook. He does it all. He plays sometimes on offense, always on D, and he plays special teams. You know, you look at some of the best coaches in college and pros, you put your best players on the field as much as possible.
That's become something new over the last maybe, 5 or 6 years, where you never saw your elite players play on special teams. That has definitely changed at the college level.
It definitely has.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Back to throw. Looking to the outside. Now he's going to run with the football. That looks like Caden Mitchell. And Mitchell's going to have a nice gain as he's able to turn up field. Saw nothing downfield. So a heads-up play by the senior to tuck it and run and get a nice gain of about 9 yards on first down.
You know, Caden Mitchell had a really big game on the first time these two teams played. And, you know, right there, he shows that he's a great athlete. They have him listed as an athlete and defensive back. That means he can do it all. Definitely one of the best players in the Blue Jay uniform.
2nd down and 1 from the 49-yard line. Single receiver right. Twins now trips to the left side. Mitchell going to look to throw. Now he's going to keep it and run once again, trying to get to the outside. Got the first down, got out of bounds, and stopped the clock with 20 seconds to go here in the first half. That's heads up by the senior. No, let me get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Yeah, stop the clock. If you can get any type of points on the scoreboard before you go in at halftime, because the Rams are getting the ball back, that's a nightmare for them as well. You know, definitely shows his intelligence as a senior. Good job on his part. Mark, I also wanted to, real quick, Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. The number 1 Ursuline Irish up 28-0 in the second quarter on the Quakers of New Philadelphia.
That's one of those tough in the first round, a new expanded playoff field. 1st and 10 Blue Jays from their 45-yard line. Twins to each side of the formation. Mitchell now walks up under center. He'll take the football, and he's just going to try and follow his offensive line forward. Only a couple of yards there for the Blue Jays, and we approach 10 seconds to go in the half, and I don't know if they will elect to snap the football again.
I would head in if I was them. Matt Monnier, the senior, number 12, on the tackle.
Blue Jays not able to get the play off, so we have come to the end of the first half here tonight from North Jackson. We remind you, you're listening to City View Sportscast, part of the iMedia One Network and Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown at the half. Mineral Ridge 28, Jackson-Milton 0. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and begin the halftime show right after this.
With over 30 years of experience, Madurik's Butcher Block in Mineral Ridge is a quality-driven company focused on great personal service. Our fresh meats are of the finest cut. We make a variety of burgers, sausages, and a full line of deli meats. Using our own smokehouse, we prepare different types of jerky, snack sticks, kibasi, bacon, hot dogs, and bone-in hams. When your tummy needs some relief, call 652-BEEF. That's 330-652-2333.
Jesse's Dairy Cove is a hometown favorite, located at 3743 State Route 46, across from the gazebo in Mineral Ridge. Enjoy all of your favorite ice cream. We have over 32 hard scoop and over 40 soft serve favorites. We also have a large food menu, including homemade chili sauce, sloppy joes, pulled pork, fresh cut French fries, and mac and cheese. This fall, we'll start our homemade cookie and party trays. Visit our website at jessesdairycove.com to see our menu. At Jesse's Dairy Cove, we appreciate your business and wish good luck to the Rams.
If you love history, head over to YouTube and check out Blogging Through History. Hosted by Mineral Ridge High School graduate Chris Mowery, Blogging Through History visits historic sites to explore not only the well-known figures and events of the past, but also compelling stories that maybe you've never heard before. Chris would also like to wish his niece Amira Emsch and the Mineral Ridge Rams the best of luck for a successful 2023 season.
Experience nature's bounty with Creation's Backyard. Elevate your health with the most nutrient-dense foods on earth. From farm to table, sustainably cultivated with care. Grown locally in Niles, Ohio with no chemicals or synthetics ever. Unlock your culinary creativity with Creation Backyard Microgreens. Convenient local delivery and pickup options available. Order now at creationsbackyard.com or call 330-282-7208.
Now back to the Badurix Butcher Block High School football game of the week on City View Sportscast.
Halftime here in North Jackson, and it's a 28-0 lead for the visiting Mineral Ridge Rams as you hear the Ram marching band in the background behind us. It's now time to check in with this week's edition of the PAC Report with Commissioner Joe Anderko.
Welcome to the PAC Football Report, covering games on October 28th, 2023. I'm Joe Onderko. This week, we will look back at Week 8 football games last Saturday in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing Week 9 Gridiron Contest this weekend. Grove City continued its historic campaign as the Wolverines improved to 8-0 for the first time in their 125-plus year history of the program, with a 49-0 home blanking of St. Vincent. Carnegie Mellon and Case Western Reserve each remain a game back of GCC following home wins, as CMU topped Washington and Jefferson 32-14, and Case recorded their third shutout of the season, 35-0 over Waynesburg. In other action, Westminster outlasted Allegheny 27-17, while Geneva posted its second straight victory, 45-20 over visiting Bethany. Teal had the weekend off. PAC Player of the Week honors for Week 8 went to Carnegie Mellon sophomore running back Willem Booma on offense, senior lineman A.J. Dudowski of Case Western Reserve on defense, and senior punt returner defensive back Gabe Dunlap of Grove City on special teams. Earning PAC Newcomer of the Week honors for the second straight week was Geneva sophomore linebacker Luke Blasco. Week 9 features another full slate of 5 league matchups, with Carnegie Mellon having the bye week. The schedule is highlighted by a battle of PAC powers in Washington, PA, as 6-1 Case Western Reserve travels to 5-2 W&J for a 6:05 p.m. kickoff at Cameron Stadium. The Presidents narrowly lead the all-time series with the Spartans 12-10. The teams have split 6 matchups since Case rejoined the PAC in 2014, with the Spartans edging the Presidents 14-10 in Cleveland a year ago. W&J head coach Mike Sirianni talks about what makes the Case Western defense so difficult to attack.
They play with 100% effort every single play. They are just all over the football. They play so hard. They don't make any mistakes. They got big, strong defensive line, linebackers that fill, corners that can cover. So they got no weaknesses. They are the total package on defense.
8-0 Grove City remains home against 0-7 Bethany at Thornfield in Grove City at 1 p.m. It's the 77th all-time meeting between the programs. Grove City has won the last 2 meetings against the Bison, with the last Bethany win over the Wolverines being a 27-7 final in 2018. A Grove City victory would clinch at least a share of the 2023 PAC title for the Wolverines, as well as lock in the conference's automatic bid to the NCAA Division III playoffs. GCC coach Andrew DiDonato talks about the impact this special season has had on the Grove City campus, alumni, and community.
There's so many alumni, just so excited to see some of the success we've been able to have. Community members grabbing me after the game. They're bringing their kids and wearing Grove City gear, and just alumni, community, faculty popping in. It's just really special, just truly living out Each of Us Needs All of Us.
4-3 Westminster hits the road to face 2-5 St. Vincent at Chuck Knoll Field in Latrobe at 1 p.m. The Titans have won 17 of the 20 all-time meetings between the programs, including the last 8 meetings, including a 41-6 final in their most recent game in 2021. Bearcat head coach Aaron Smetanka talks about his team integrating several younger players into the St. Vincent offensive attack.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now is getting our guys that have been playing these last few weeks for us. We've had some young guys that have had to step into some roles, especially more so of our skill positions this year. Those guys have done a good job on their end, getting experience, getting playing time, and I think it's helped them out for their growth, I think, going forward.
Other Week 9 games include 2-5 Teal traveling to Meadville to face 2-6 Allegheny at Frank Fuhrer Field at 1 p.m. It's the 85th all-time meeting between the programs dating back to 1893. The Gators have won the last 3 meetings, including a 34-6 final over the Tomcats a year ago. Finally, 3-4 Geneva looks for its 3rd straight win as the Golden Tornadoes travel to 1-6 Waynesburg at Wiley Stadium with kickoff set for 1 p.m. The teams are meeting for the 84th time on the gridiron in a series that began in 1907. The Yellow Jackets won a 37-30 shootout against the GTs in 2022. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Please log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org all season long for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other league information. You can follow us on social media via Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Underko. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.
Thank you very much, Joe, for that update for Week 8 in the PAC. And looking forward to action this weekend. Quick update before we take a break. We mentioned it in the pregame show. The other half of this mini bracket in this region is Rootstown and Southeast. And that game, like this one, not close at the half. Rootstown with a 30-7 lead over Ravenna Southeast.
I'll be honest with you. I did not expect to see them really put up much of a fight against Rootstown.
That's a 2-15 matchup. That's a tough matchup for Southeast. We're at the half. It is a 28-0 lead for Mineral Ridge over Jackson-Milton. We will take a 2-minute timeout, come back, recap the first half scoring, and look at scores around the Valley. You're listening to City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
With over 30 years of experience, Beduric's Butcher Block in Mineral Ridge is a quality-driven company focused on great personal service. Our fresh meats are of the finest cut. We make a variety of burgers, sausages, and a full line of deli meats. Using our own smokehouse, we prepare different types of jerky, snack sticks, kibasi, bacon, hot dogs, and bone-in hams. When your tummy needs some relief, call 652-BEEF. That's 330-652-2333. If you love history, head over to YouTube and check out Blogging Through History. Hosted by Mineral Ridge High School graduate Chris Mowery, Blogging Through History visits historic sites to explore not only the well-known figures and events of the past, but also compelling stories that maybe you've never heard before. Chris would also like to wish his niece Amira Emsch and the Mineral Ridge Rams the best of luck for a successful 2023 season.
If you are seeking a skilled photographer in Northeast Ohio with experience in capturing documentary-style photographs for various occasions such as family events, weddings, graduations, sporting events, and other special occasions, look no further than Colleen Moore Photography. Accessible via ColleenMoorePhotography.com, or she can be reached at 330-314-7547. Colleen sends her best wishes to the Mineral Ridge Rams for a fantastic season. Go Rams!
W&M Quality Roofing, LLC is an insured and bonded Mahoning Valley family-owned roofing business. At W&M, we treat your roof and home as if it's our very own. Give us a call at 330-647-0610 for a free estimate. Did you get damage from the latest storm? We also offer financing and specialists for insurance claims. For professional and efficient service, call W&M Quality Roofing at 330-647-0610. Now back to the Beduric's Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast.
Halftime here in at North Jackson with Mineral Ridge up 28-0 at the half over the host Blue Jays. Mark Means, Matt Emsch with you tonight. And first half scoring looks like this. Rams got things going. 7:37 of the opening quarter. Ian Erb's 2-yard touchdown run. Landon Powell's extra point gave the Rams an early 7-0 advantage. They were able to take advantage of getting a stop on fourth down. They got a short field, and they put it in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, they deferred the second half, as you talked about. Defense stepped it up, bend but not break. Don't let any points get put on the board. So important to get the game started off in a positive manner.
6:57 of the second quarter. It was Jacob Russell, a 4-yard touchdown run. The extra point by Landon Powell, a 14-0 lead for the Rams. Ian Erb's second touchdown of this first half, 4:23 of the first half. This one, a 25-yard touchdown run. His 24th touchdown in 11 games.
Yeah, it has been an absolute honor to watch him this season. He has just made so many defenses just look like they've been standing still.
And then with just 40 seconds to go in the half, it was Owen Shingledecker to Ian Erb on the receiving end of a 12-yard touchdown pass. The extra point by Landon Powell brings us to our halftime score of 28-0. And we've seen Ian Erb do a little bit of everything in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, that's his moniker. He is Mr. Everything. He can play just about every position. And at about 6'1", 235 pounds, he probably runs a 4.6, 4.7 40. He's a load. So not only is it hard to tackle the guy, you don't take him up high, you take him low. He's super fast. He's quick. And, guys have an angle, as you saw in his last touchdown. He just trotted into the end zone.
So we are at a 28-point lead for the Rams here at the half. As we told you, Rootstown with a commanding 30-7 lead over Southeast. That game has also gone to half. Should things hold serve, the Rams will be in Rootstown to take on the Rovers next Friday.
Yeah, definitely will be a better matchup. Two teams that are playing much better. Looking at their schedules this past week, I have to give a little bit of an edge to Mineral Ridge. They played better squads.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you look at the playoffs, and it doesn't matter football, basketball, whatever high school sport you want to talk about, sometimes a record can be deceiving depending on the strength of competition that you face.
For sure. People who aren't schooled in the game of football, they just look at scores or points, and this team beat that team or lost to that team by that much, so this team should just win. That's not how it works. You get teams like, for instance, you brought up, I'm going to bring up a score real quick, how the Harding Raiders right now are giving St. V's and of Akron everything they can handle. You have them. They've only won 4 games, but they, year in, year out, Mark, have one of the toughest schedules in the regular season. That makes them battle-tested for the playoffs.
And we've always said it, Coach Arnold, he's not afraid to play anybody.
No, he's not.
And he will definitely schedule up if that, for giving himself an opportunity to, and that's what it's all about. It's about, some teams expect to make the playoffs, so you may schedule a little more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Teams that haven't spent a lot of time in the postseason or haven't been to the playoffs, that's the first accomplishment. It's not winning a playoff game. Let's get there, get some experience, and then build on that.
It is. And, one of the problems I've seen, like, for instance, I can pick the McDonald Blue Devils over the years. How many 9-1, 10-0 seasons have they had? Then they enter the playoffs and maybe make it to round 1 or 2, and then they're done. And everybody wonders, why are they winning all these games? They get to the playoffs and they lose. Well, the strength of schedule, that's a perfect example. It's not always their fault. It's just the teams that they beat don't have a great schedule themselves, and then they're not battle-tested for the OHSAA.
I know it's at the next level up, but I had somebody say, well, why is Ohio State playing Indiana to start the season? They have to.
Right. It's their
you can't pick the opponents in your conference. Sometimes your conference is up, sometimes your conference is down. It's just you kind of have to roll with it every year.
Indiana, you mentioned them real quick. Their program is on the up and rise. They've been playing better, and if people don't remember, they went down to the wire with the Buckeyes a few years ago in just the absolute, a slobber knocker. So, I think they might have even they almost beat them that one day. I remember I was at a Penguins game. I thought they were going to go down.
Yeah, it's interesting. We will get to some scores around the Valley. Let's take another timeout. We will come back and we'll update the scoreboard for you. Halftime, Mineral Ridge 28, Jackson-Milton 0 on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
Shining Stars Dance and Baton in Niles, Ohio is home to state, regional, national, and international world champions. They offer a wide variety of classes for ages 2.5 and up for boys and girls. Celebrating over 31 years in business, the excellent staff of instructors will help take your baton twirling skills to the next level. Shining Stars would like to wish all the cheerleaders, dance line, band, feature twirler Amira, and players a successful season. Go Rams!
SNK, painting your house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solution. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Experience nature's bounty with with Creations Backyard. Elevate your health with the most nutrient-dense foods on earth. From farm to table, sustainably cultivated with care. Grown locally in Niles, Ohio with no chemicals or synthetics ever. Unlock your culinary creativity with Creation Backyard Microgreens. Convenient local delivery and pickup options available. Order now at creationsbackyard.com or call 330-282-7208.
Action Physical Therapy is a locally owned outpatient physical therapy company serving the Mahoning Valley for over 20 years. With 5 convenient locations in Hubbard, Cortland, Kinsman, Salem, and Mineral Ridge. Action Physical Therapy can handle all of your physical therapy needs. Action Physical Therapy will create a unique plan made specifically for you. Call us at 1-8333-BEST-PT to schedule your evaluation today. Check us out at myactionpt.com. Get back in action with Action Physical Therapy, and as always, go Rams.
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on CityView Sportscast.
Halftime here in North Jackson, a 28-0 lead for the Rams over the Blue Jays. Let's look at the playoff scoreboard here as both teams get ready to come back out onto the field. Division 7 halftime, Western Reserve is a 27-13 leader over Lisbon. That's a good Blue Jay team. That's a good Blue Devil team.
I got to see them a couple weeks ago. They handed the Rams a loss 28-14. I was very, very impressed with their abilities, their line. They have big boys. They can move. Their defense is very, very disciplined, and their receiving core really impressed me.
Danville, a 22-0 lead over McDonald. Surpriser here over on AM 600 and Western Reserve Radio 2. Springfield just up 14-7 on Monroeville at the break.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised with that, too. They're playing a little bit better than we expected. I do think in the second half the Tigers will pull away.
Kirtland, a 42-0 lead over Columbiana. That, of course, is in this region. They are the number 1 seed.
Not a surprise.
This is a surprise, though. Second quarter, South Range 21, Fairless 13.
Yeah, for sure. I did not expect that. Even though South Range is a younger team, they've been really playing well the second half of the season or 3/4 of the rest of the season. I think they will pull away, too.
I can also tell you, this is the one I've been curious about all night long. Struthers 14, Girard 10. Mm-hmm. That is approaching halftime in that game.
Yeah, definitely one of those matchups that if there are mistakes made, turnovers, that could go either way. You called that Poland Struthers just absolute slaughterfest last week. It went either way so many times and just ended up, Coach went for it all, and unfortunately it didn't go his way.
Getting ready to begin this second half as we'll have the mandatory stretching period for the two teams. And first off, for the visiting Rams, this is where I say, Matt, what's your keys to the second half? But it seems to be just a lot more of the same.
Yeah, there really isn't much. I think what Coach Shaner and Coach Chet Allen probably said in the locker room, guys, good job. Just do me a favor. Keep your head on. They're going to be getting chippy out there because when you're getting beat up, you start try and get fights going and that. We're just going to keep doing what we're going to do. They start that, scoring. They're getting the ball. You might see a running clock. You'll see a lot of younger guys get it.
And it'll be interesting for the Blue Jays. We saw them open things up a little bit more on those last couple of possessions. Caden Mitchell back in there at the quarterback spot, getting things done not only through the air, but also on the ground.
Yeah, they definitely have good athletes on the Blue Jays. As I said, this is a rematch. That first time around, much closer game. Shingledecker went down in the first minute of the game. They definitely had to move Urban, the quarterback, changes everything up. They have good athletes, but they have also been hit hard with injuries. You get freshmen, sophomores starting where juniors, seniors should be. You're playing against a full contingent of Rams.
So the winner of this game, again, matches up with the winner of the Ravenna Southeast and Rootstown game that was last reported at 30-7 at the half in that game. And when they went to the 16-team field, they went to the higher seeding team hosting. Now you're going to get an opportunity to host in round 2, and then you go to neutral sites in round 3.
Right.
Not a big fan of the 16-team field, but I like the higher seeds first couple of rounds, earning that right to play at home.
They deserve it. If you're a higher seed, you've played a better season, you should get a home field advantage. And, I kind of feel like almost you see 1 against 16, they're cleaning up those extra teams getting out of there, so to speak, in a way, too.
I mean, it's been one of those where since we've gone to this expanded, 3 years, 16-team field.
Since COVID, yeah.
We've only seen 1 or 2 16 teams pull the up. So it's possible. Yeah. But more often than not, you see the lopsided score rather than the upset.
It really is. And, you get those situations of Cinderella seasons, but none of them have won the state championship. So they might run, and as far as I know, correct? And, you get them, they go much farther. As you said, 1 or 2 have gone farther than you would expect. But it usually, like I said, cleans itself up once you get in deeper.
Halftime, Bo Ryan Stadium, Niles 35. And Ashtabula Edgewood 21. I mean, you're looking at you got 46 points in the first half between those teams. No wonder it's almost 8:30 and they're just going to the half.
Yeah, man, what a great running back Niles has as well.
Yeah, Antoine Gardner has had a fantastic year. Almost close to 330 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns in their win over Girard last week. And again, then most people thought the winner of that game was going to host. Mm-hmm. Niles won, they're hosting.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. Close matchup. That is a very close fight. That's going to go down to the wire more than likely. Again, OHSAA playoffs. You can't make mistakes. Turn the ball over. A lot of penalties. That will just, in essence of itself, lose a game for you.
Ready to begin the third quarter, a Youngstown Orthopedic Associates kickoff as we are set to begin the second half here on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240. Sam Kahn will kick. If you're just joining us, Mark Means, Matt Amsch with you. 28-0 Mineral Ridge leading Jackson-Milton. That little squib kick that is going to bounce out of bounds. And the Rams are going to get good field position. How always have to hesitate for a moment because there's about one time or they'll ask for a re-kick.
Yeah, and usually you don't. If you get good field position, you don't see it. You have also a situation. I don't think that Coach, what's Coach's name for the Blue Jays?
Coach Nate Brody.
Coach Brody, I don't think he planned on it going out of bounds because you're giving the ball back to the Rams who have scored 28 points. You're giving them good field position, and then it goes out of bounds. You're giving them even better field position. So,
first and 10 for the Rams from their 35-yard line to begin the third quarter. Left to right on your device. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left side. Shingledecker going to work out of the pistol. He'll take the snap. He'll run it on first down with Jacob Russell. And Russell gets across the 35 and out to the 36-yard line. Give him just 1. It's second down and 9.
Yeah, he ran over Sam Kahn, tried to take him out, a defensive end. He found out you take Russell up high, that's not a smart decision. Running back running over a D lineman is not a normal thing, but he definitely did.
5'11", 200-pound junior. So they are going to run it again. With this time it is Herb that dives across the 40 and down near the 41-yard line. And this is going to bring up a third down and just about 5 to go for the Rams.
Quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard. The Ursuline Irish now up 35-0. And also Austintown Fitch up 28-0 on Cleveland John Hay.
3rd and 5 from the 40-yard line. They'll run it with Herb. Herb going to get wrapped up and now able to push the pile forward. He needed to get to the 45-yard line. And that spot is a little shy. Going to be about a yard shy. It's 4th down and 1 for the Rams.
Get Me Drain, who specialize in residential, commercial, and industrial drain cleaning services. Call 330-758-5031. We'll finish this up after this snap.
Okay. And now we've got a whistle. We've got an official stoppage.
Get Me Drain would like to thank and wish the Mineral Ridge Rams good luck this season. And we also wanted to say to their family, sorry for your loss this year.
So we have an equipment issue with Julian Rossi has to come out of a football game and he gets the shoes tightened up.
Got a flag.
And now we've got a penalty on the Rams. A false start penalty is going to back them up 5. This is 4th and 6, and we're going to see the Rams punt this football away.
Yeah, first time. You can't make mistakes like that. They were in a position to definitely get that new, fresh set of downs. Now you got to give it away.
Russell to punt, averaging 30.5 yards per kick with a long of 45 this year. Single returner dropping near the 20 for the Blue Jays. Kick is away and short, and this is going to take a Ram roll across the 25 to the 20 and down near the 17-yard line. Punts don't always have to be pretty to be effective.
No, he's really lucky. That was an extremely high snap. He just got it on his fingertips and got it away and got a great kick with an amazing roll.
So Rams forced to punt on their opening possession. And now the Blue Jays have the football at their 12-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard. Springfield now up in the third, 21-7 on Monroeville, and the Youngstown Phantoms up 3-2 on the Stampede.
So 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. 2 receivers go to each side. Single back into the backfield. They're going to take it, direct snap to the back. Who's going to keep the football across the 25, 30. They'll have the 1st down and more out to the 32-yard line.
Did a really good job, the left side of that line. The tackle, Anthony Hawksley, the junior, big boy over there, opened up a hole. He did a good job getting a hat on a hat.
First time we really saw a good push from that offensive line upfield.
For sure. You've got good players, so they're just a little overwhelmed right now with how well the Rams have been playing. New second half, we might start to see something out of this Blue Jays team.
Joey Zayas is the tailback. Quarterback going to go under center on 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. He's just going to keep the football and push across the 35 to the 36-yard line for a gain of 3. It is 2nd down and 7.
And I see some of those different defenders playing on that defensive line. Again, there were changes made this week by Coach Chet Allen. Zach Stacy, Chase Moore not in there. You saw that in the first half. They started moving the ball. They put him back in. They closed it up.
2nd and 6 from the 37-yard line. One receiver far out to the right side. Single back. Now moves back, and he'll take the direct snap. That's Joey Zayas, and he's going to fall forward close to the line of scrimmage, and we've got a Ram that's a little slow to get up at the end of that play.
Oh, yeah, definitely not something that you want to see. I don't know who it is. I can't see the number.
Yeah, I couldn't see after that snap of the football. So they've got a player down. You see the Ram coaching staff out there tending to the player that's down on the field. 8:21 to play here in this third quarter. A 28-0 lead for the Mineral Ridge Rams in the opening round of the OHSAA playoffs.
And they're checking that left leg. I don't know if it's the ankle or the knee. Definitely not something you want to see at this point in time. So we really want to hope whoever it is, and if we get the number, we'll let you know.
So while they tend to the player down, we're going to step aside for a quick break. We will be back in 60 seconds on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
SNK, painting your house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solutions. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School football game of the week on City View Sportscast.
We get the update from the great folks here in the press box, spotting that it's Jordan Moore, number 50, the junior two-way lineman that's down on the field.
Yeah, he is actually the older brother of Chase Moore, the starting tackle that plays next to Zach Stacy. See his mom going out there. She's concerned. Everybody's concerned. A couple players running out, obviously, to help him up. This is not something that you want to see. No matter how mean a game gets, you don't ever want to see an injury. I know that worse than anybody.
And in a game that was very close the first go round in week 4 of the regular season, and when you're conference opponents and you know each other, things could kind of you don't like seeing that guy's face after a while. And for the most part, it's been contained tonight.
Yeah, it has been contained, and like I said earlier, I like seeing some of those seniors grab some of the other players on the Rams defense that got fired up. But, this is a situation that, no one wants to see anyone get hurt. And obviously the fact that he's still down, they got an ambulance parked over there. I hope that they don't need them, but they are clearing the area almost, it seems like, to bring those paramedics out. I saw him go down. I don't think anybody hit him. I think he might have just got his ankle or knee caught up in the pile.
And you occasionally you'll see that where you just you get caught up in the wash, and unfortunately that's why you see a lot of those linemen that very well. You're wearing those special leg braces because you get a lot of ankle, knees where you just get kind of turned in the pile.
Yeah, and when you have high school, you have some high schools that force their linemen to wear them, and that's the smart decision. I don't know if he's wearing any. I'm not too sure. I know, the whole team is worried about him. I see his brother Chase right here, definitely concerned, and he's more than likely going to be taking his brother's position.
So they continue to tend to the player that is down for the Rams. Again, if you're just joining us, it's Jordan Moore, the junior, and they are going to bring the cart across the field from the paramedics that are set up opposite of this spot of the field. So with a player down, we'll again step aside for a break. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back on CDView Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
SNK, painting your house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solution. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Shining Stars Dance and Baton in Niles, Ohio is home to state, regional, national, and international world champions. They offer a wide variety of classes for ages 2.5 and up for boys and girls. Celebrating over 31 years in business, the excellent staff of instructors will help take your baton twirling skills to the next level. Shining Stars would like to wish all the cheerleaders, dance line, band, feature twirler Amira, and players a successful season. Go Rams! Experience nature's bounty with Creation's Backyard. Elevate your health with the most nutrient-dense foods on earth. From farm to table, sustainably cultivated with care. Grown locally in Niles, Ohio with no chemicals or synthetics ever. Unlock your culinary creativity with Creation Backyard Microgreens. Convenient local delivery and pickup options available. Order now at creationsbackyard.com or call 330-282-7208.
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on CityView Sportscast.
Currently in an injury timeout for a player for the Rams, Jordan Moore, that is down on the field and being tended to by the paramedics and the training staff from both schools. That it got to the player very quickly. And like I said, it looks like a lower body type of injury. Don't want to speculate, but they do have the cart out on the field.
Yeah, I noticed when he went down and they were checking him first, they went for that ankle. We have the spotter here, the generous and friendly people here at Jackson-Milton helping us out. He also said that it looked like it was an ankle. Again, his mom out there, his family, his brother's very concerned. Chase, who is the starting offensive tackle, usually one of the starting defensive tackles, not something you want to see. you're right. It's something I unfortunately know about, our injuries in football. And it's just heartbreaking, especially with them in the playoffs. If he has a break, his playoff run is done.
Right, absolutely. Don't want to speculate on what the injury potentially could be. No, it is a lower half, so it looks like they're going to try and get him up and get him onto the cart. And that's definitely a good sign that they're going to try, and now they're going to lift him off the grass and onto the cart. Looks like they're not trying to put any weight on that knee or ankle. And a great round of applause from both sides of the stadium. And they always want to see the sportsmanship, no matter the game, no matter the score. Sportsmanship has always been a preeminent thing we see here in the Valley.
For sure. And I looked around the entire stadium. This stadium is packed. Both sides, people standing all around the fence. Everybody was silent. You could hear a pin drop. Everybody clapped. So even though there's a big differential in this score, people don't want to see somebody injured.
Yeah, never want to see somebody hurt. And now both teams with a bit of an extended delay are going to go through, just kind of make sure to get themselves stretched out, because after a stop like that, you pull a muscle, something could happen. You just want to make sure you're ready to get back to play.
Yeah, for sure. Keep the muscles moving, get warmed up. You don't want another guy down on the field. So that's something you definitely do.
And, having only been up here, having never been down there like you, now it always made me wonder, you see your teammate go down, whether it's a minor or a major injury, you're asked to go right back out and play on the next play. And it's got to be hard to refocus.
It is. And the way I handled injuries, like, for instance, my junior year at Ursuline, we were in the playoffs. We were taking care of Painesville Harvey, and we beat them 35-0. But the thing that I kind of lost it a little bit with is Matt DeVecchio, who was a senior. He was the other starting tackle. He came across, he caught his foot in the mud. Tackle for Painesville got on top. He blew his knee out. And my reaction was anger. I just kind of went off and had, a good game, but it was more anger and being upset about losing our player. People don't understand that have never played the sport of football. There is such a close brotherhood and family that is instilled and happens over all that time. And, triples or doubles in the summer and into the game, and you lose it for them.
And it's one of those where, and I guess that's what's always drawn me to high school football. It's one of those where, a good portion of all of Mineral Ridge is here. You look around all the games in the Valley, and whether you have a good season, a bad season, or something in the middle, towns come out. Whether you're talking, Division 2 through Division 7, people come out. They go to high school football games. People that haven't been in school for, 40, 50 years. It's all about the tradition and continuing the legacy of your town's program.
Yeah, it is good to see. Like you just said, everybody's here. The stands are packed. The student section's packed, with exception of the students who are on the track. There's people all around the fence and all around the other side. And, they did. And as we saw when we got here to Jackson-Milton Stadium, as they clapped for Mr. Moore, we wish him nothing but the best. Our prayers are with him. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looks. And to his family, prayers go out. But, getting back to the support, just Jackson-Milton themselves, they brought their team on the buses with, fire trucks and police leading the way.
Because unfortunately, our first time here for both of us, so you do what you normally do, you head to the high school for the game. They have a new facility that they'll be playing at next season, but they are finishing things up here.
Yeah, we and I'm actually glad that we saw that, so we knew what was going on, and we know for future reference, they're getting a new stadium. This is the last year in this older one. The new one will be right next to the school. But yeah, it was cool to see. And as you brought up, the support of both these teams, their entire town came up for this.
As we resume play, 8:21 to play, third quarter, 28-0. Mineral Ridge leading Jackson-Milton. Blue Jays have 3rd and 5. And we've got a flag, and we had somebody line up in the neutral zone for the Rams, and It should give the Blue Jays a first down on the penalty.
Yeah, that was Preston Holbrook and Coach Allen taking him out for making a mistake, and that's the way it should be. And he's upset with himself. You know, he is what I always call him, super sophomore. He is the best linebacker and one of the best defensive players on the team. He beats himself up if he misses a play.
So the penalty gives the Blue Jays a first down. 1st and 10 from their 43-yard line. Receivers to each side, 2 wings, and they directly snap the ball to Keegan White running off the short side. And White is going to get to the 46-yard line. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. It brings up a 2nd down and 7.
The Stacy Bittner family would like to thank everyone for all the love and support everyone has sent out. They appreciate it big time. Go Rams.
So 2nd down and 7 from the 46-yard line. Blue Jays come to the line of scrimmage. They're going to put receivers to each side of the formation. 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback. Overlooks the defense, takes the snap. He will fake the handoff, roll out to throw, and he's going to get that pass away just in time as he was feeling pressure up the middle from Jacob Russell, and it brings down up a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, he is very good on offense and defense as well as special teams. A lot of those younger players have just really stepped it up, and him, the junior, he has another year to grow and get even better.
So 3rd down and 7, 6:56 to play, 3rd quarter. It's the S&K Painting 3rd quarter, and the Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard says 28-0, Mineral Ridge leading the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays. Blue Jays come to the line of scrimmage, facing a 3rd and 7 from the 46-yard line. Receiver far out to the outside. Now they'll put a wing to that far right side. And we've got movement up front, a false start penalty on the Blue Jays. And bring up a 3rd down now in at 12. And not a situation any football team wants to be in, but when your offense is struggling, you don't want to be behind the chains.
No. You don't want to move behind the chains, and the Rams are fired up. They want to move on to the next round. Mark, I have a really quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. The Ursuline Irish now up 42-0 over the New Philadelphia Quakers.
So it looks like the Irish will move on to round 2. 3rd and 12, back at the 41-yard line for the Blue Jays. Trips to the left. Takes the snap. Mitchell looks to throw. Going to fire a dart over the middle, and that's knocked away and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Caden McCune, the defensive back, who timed the route perfectly, jumped in front, but couldn't quite grab the fastball. And it's 4th and long.
You know, it was one of those situations. A receiver turned into a decent defensive back instantly, and he got his hand in there.
So the incompletion brings up 4th and 12.
Another quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. The Austintown Fitch Falcons up 35-0 over the Cleveland John Hay Lawyers, I think, right?
My initial thought was Rams, but I don't
know.
remember.
Marshall is the Lawyers.
So 4th and 12, and Sam Kahn will come on to punt the ball away. Ian Erb back at his 25-yard line. Snap right back to him, gets away a nice spiraling kick. It's going to drift towards the sidelines. That'll take a Blue Jay bounce in. That's going to go out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. And the Rams only their 2nd possession of this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and, they got the ball to start the 2nd half, made a little mistake there when they were getting ready to maybe get a new fresh set of downs and ended up having to punt. So that was a big win for the Blue Jays. Unfortunately for them, no points, still 0 on their side of the scoreboard, and the Rams are getting the ball back.
So 1st and 10 for the Mineral Ridge Rams. Owen Shingledecker, the junior, is the quarterback. Tailback next to him is Jacob Russell, also a junior. 2 receivers split to the right side, 2 to the left side. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Shingledecker to throw on. 1st down, fires downfield. The ball got deflected, almost intercepted, but we're going to get a pass interference penalty. on the Blue Jays. Jack McDivitt got there a little too soon and made contact.
Yeah, he actually had the same kind of contact in the first half down by the end zone. He didn't get a flag that time. The ref was right there, and he threw it, and it needed to be thrown.
Right, got a little bump on the shoulder while the ball was still in the air. So the pass interference penalty is going to move the football to the Ram 48-yard line. 1st and 10 with 6:05 to play here in the quarter. They're going to run it with big number 4 right up the middle for Jacob Russell, who dives across the 45, all the way out to the 43-yard line and close to another Ram first down.
Freshman Derek Rakic was doing a good job blocking, but he had a little extra help because Russell ran right up behind him, pushed him out of the way, and carried about 5 Blue Jays with him.
So give Russell 9 yards. It's 2nd down and 1 from the 43-yard line. Going to snap at the Shingle-Decker. There's no running room for him whatsoever. He ran right into the arms of one of the Blue Jay defenders and was pushed back, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, he's got a year to grow. He's got a year to get better at his craft, being a junior in terms of Shingle-Decker. When he gets free, he's good, and unfortunately, we have a Blue Jay down on the field now.
We have a Blue Jay player down on the field at the 44-yard line. So both teams come to their respective sidelines. Again, the training staffs for both teams will make their way across the field with the stoppage in play at 5:16.
Since we got that going on the field, we'll give everybody another Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update with the Warren Harding Raiders now up 28-0 over Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Canfield up 12-0 over Akron East. About the Irish of Ursuline, 35-0 over the Quakers of New Philadelphia. Akron Bucktown now up 12-9 on Cardinal Mooney. Niles 35, Edgewood 21.
I'll give you an update on that. Just got the text now. 42-21 Niles. A 53-yard touchdown run by Antoine Gardner.
We also have another update for you. Springfield up 28-7 on Monroeville, and the Phantoms up 4-2 on the Stampede.
Good to see the player up for the Blue Jays and able to walk to the far sidelines. We are on the visiting side press box here at Jackson-Milton. 5:16 to play in this 3rd quarter. A 28-0 lead for the visiting Mineral Ridge Rams. Shingle-Decker, 5-step drop with time. Going to take the shot downfield, and that pass is going to be positioned perfectly and caught in stride. That is a beautiful thrown football by the junior Owen Shingle-Decker.
And a beautiful catch by Ian Erb. Again, Mr. Do-It-All. He goes out, he catches, he runs. Great job on both their parts.
Down to the 15-yard line for the Rams. 4:50 clock rolling. They're going to run it on 1st down once again with Jacob Russell, number 4. Russell will have a short gain, set up a 2nd down and close to 8 yards.
I got a real quick, but we're watching my daughter Amira with her fire batons entertaining the student section.
So 2nd and 9, ball on the 14-yard line. They're going to give it to Erb, trying to sweep to the right side. Broke the initial tackle and then was driven down inside the 10-yard line. And we're going to say he went out of bounds near the 7-yard line.
Yeah, great job getting to the sideline, stopping, getting some extra yards. I do want to say Sam Kahn had a nice hit on him on the sidelines.
So it's 3rd and 3 from the 8-yard line. Rams can get a 1st down at the 5. 3:50 clock rolling here, 3rd quarter. Shingle-Decker has Erb to his right. Takes the snap, gives the ball to Ian Erb, stepped right, cuts back to the left, looks for the end zone, and he's going to be down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal Rams from the 1.
Everyone from the Rams extended family and all of us here from Western Reserve Radio, especially City View Sportscast, Matt Emsch, Matt Lipsack, and Mark Means, want to extend our condolences to the Bittner Stacy family.
They're going to run it with Herb on 1st and goal from the 1. He bounced off of a defender, still carrying a couple of tacklers, and he's going to lose a couple back to the 3. It's going to be 2nd and goal. I'll say that he went down at the 4. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line.
Yeah, they bled into the backfield, but I'm going to tell you what, that could have been a lot worse. He just kept running, kept those almost Roger Craig kind of knees high and churning.
We've seen it with timeout on the field by the Rams. That was their first. They'll be left with 2. We've seen, they've gone into the playbook a little bit more. That previous play to that, first time I really saw any counter action out of any of the running backs. Step hard to the right, cut back to the left. Thought he might have had the touchdown, but that's good pursuit by the backers to react and stop him at the 1.
Yeah, you basically, I'll say a lot of times that you pin the ears back, you send everybody to go, you quote unquote blood it is what we used to call it sometimes at different levels. And everybody came. They did a great job. Good penetration, as you put it, good pursuit as well.
2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. 3:07 to play, 3rd quarter. Blue Jays back out onto the field. It's a 2nd and goal from the 3. Shingledecker takes the snap, gives the ball to Herb, and Herb is in for a 3-yard touchdown, his 4th touchdown of the night.
All right, baby, that's the way to do it, Rams. They were so hungry to get this rematch going. They were very, very upset about the way that first matchup, went. And, man, they have come to play 2 weeks in a row. Last week against their rival, the Blue Devils. Now against here with the Blue Jays. Sorry.
So, Powell will kick. Herb will hold. High snap. Herb gets it down. The kick is on the way, and good. 2:34 to play here in the 3rd quarter. It is Mineral Ridge 35, Jackson-Milton 0. We're back in 30 seconds on the Westerners on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
With over 30 years of experience, Madurik's Butcher Block in Mineral Ridge is a quality-driven company focused on great personal service. Our fresh meats are of the finest cut. We make a variety of burgers, sausages, and a full line of deli meats. Using our own smokehouse, we prepare different types of jerky, snack sticks, kibasi, bacon, hot dogs, and bone-in hams. When your tummy needs some relief, call 652-BEEF. That's 330-652-2333. Now back to the Baduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast.
Ian Herb's 4th touchdown of the evening has given the Rams a 35-0 lead here in late stages of this 3rd quarter. 3 on the ground and 1 receiving for the senior for the Rams. We'll now kick the ball back to the Blue Jays on the Youngstown Orthopedic Associates kickoff.
Have a quick Jesse's Dairy Co. scoreboard update. The Ursuline Irish 42, New Philadelphia 7. That's probably against 2nd and 3rd stringers.
Kick is away by Powell. This is going to tightrope the sidelines, and it's going to just go out of bounds before the pylon. So that will give the Blue Jays the ball on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, going right to left.
Quick Jesse's Dairy Co. scoreboard update again. Austintown Fitch, Cleveland John Hay, nothing. Warren Harding now 35-0 over St. V's. And Canfield finally starting to pull away from Akron East 20-0.
Wow, Warren Harding, Coach Arnold.
Yeah.
I'd say it could be a big win for them in round 1.
Huge win.
I think that's a team that won 2 games last season, did not make the postseason. As Coach Arnold told me, that's not the standard we have here at Warren Harding, and have a chance now to make it to the 2nd round of the playoffs.
For sure.
3 receivers in the formation. They'll put 2 in motion. Now put them all out to the right side with 1 to the left side. Quarterback takes the snap. That's Mitchell back to throw. He swings it out into the flat. Receiver makes the catch and turns it into a big gain across midfield. And all the way out across the Ram 45-yard line.
Yeah, he tight-roped that Blue Jays sideline and got a beautiful amount of yardage on that. That's definitely something that they need if they at very least want to break that shutout that's getting pitched.
No, this offense has looked good with Keaton Mitchell in there at the quarterback position. Been able to move the football. We're under a minute to play in this third quarter. Mitchell out of the pistol formation, takes a high snap, looks to throw, and he just kind of tossed that ball into the ground, and here comes the flag for intentional grounding.
Oh, yeah.
So the pass ruled incomplete. The referee threw the flag for intentional grounding.
Yeah, that should have been a sack on, I believe that was Jacob Russell, who almost had that sack.
And that's all of the checks. Between the tackles, no receiver in the area.
Yep.
That was going to be a grounding penalty pretty quick.
Yeah, so instead of taking a sack right there, they're going to get even more yards on it.
So clock running here with the 30-point margin, and we have now come to the end of this third quarter. After 3 quarters, it is Mineral Ridge 35, Jackson-Milton 0. We're back in 60 seconds on CityView Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
SNK, painting your house today. SNK, painting your house
SNK Painting provides exceptional painting and refinishing services to the Mahoning Valley and surrounding communities by being an industry leader in our field, focusing on customer service and delivering extraordinary results. We offer interior and exterior painting, and we specialize in cabinet refinishing with affordable cabinet solutions. Call SNK Painting for your free estimate at 330-505-1910.
SNK, painting your house today.
Shining Stars Dance and Baton in Niles, Ohio is home to state, regional, national, and international world champions. They offer a wide variety of classes for ages 2.5 and up for boys and girls. Celebrating over 31 years in business, the excellent staff of instructors will help take your baton twirling skills to the next level. Shining Stars would like to wish all the cheerleaders, dance line, band, feature twirler Amira, and players a successful season. Go Rams!
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on CityView Sportscast.
Mitchell back to throw. He's in all kinds of trouble. He broke away from a couple defenders, fired this pass into the ground and incomplete. The Rams think it's their football, but that was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, he's there it is. I wondered where it was.
That looked the same. Look, this previous play between the tackles, no receiver in the area.
Yeah, Coach Shaner, the head coach for the Rams, was just going, ape, on the sidelines. That's always one that comes out a few seconds.
That's always it. That's always a flag that takes a little bit of time to kind of have a bit of a discussion and thrown. And that's exactly what happened on both of these penalties. Yeah. That'll be the grounding foul on the Blue Jays. You're listening to CityView Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown. We come up on 9 o'clock in the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week.
Moving really quick now with that running clock.
So the Blue Jays going to come right back to the line of scrimmage. 10-12 to play here in the fourth quarter. And now we have a whistle. And we have an official stoppage in play. Yeah.
Coach on the field for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I don't know if he was questioning the grounding penalty or what, but both teams have gone to their sidelines. 7:17 to play third quarter. It is Niles 42, Ashtabula Edgewood 28.
Preston, a.k.a. Buzzman. Wow. From Little Ram to Big Ram, without a doubt. Your hard work, talent, and love of your brother Ram shows. So proud of you to be part of your journey. Love you, Buzz. We are Rams. Love Mimi.
3rd and 27 from the 35-yard line. That's Joey Zayas who takes the direct snap with the football. And Zayas out to about the 38-yard line. That's a pickup of 3, and it's going to be 4th down and long for the Blue Jays.
Barb Balestrino would like to wish the Mineral Ridge Rams coaching staff, team, and especially her grandson, number 9, Brady Balestrino, successful and healthy remainder of the season. Go Rams!
4th quarter, Springfield 28-14 on top of Monroeville as the Tigers look to move into round 2 of the playoffs.
We've been really busy with that Jesse's Dairy Co. scoreboard tonight.
28 area teams making round 1 of the playoffs tonight. Sam Kahn will punt the football away as the running clock continues here in this 4th quarter with a 35-0 lead for the Mineral Ridge Rams. Snap is a good one. No rush. He gets away a nice kick with no returner back deep.
Yeah.
And this is going to hit and go out of bounds.
Getting a little chippy out there, understandably.
You know, interesting to see that almost kind of felt like a scrimmage punt because everyone just kind of stood up. Really, there was no engagement on the line.
Right, and as we're watching coaching staff from the booth next, right in the room next door, heading down in the field, really no reason for them to be up here anymore.
Right, you're going to see some new names, some younger names out there on both sides of the football for the Rams.
And Mark, a lot of these younger players, and you see all those clean jerseys getting ready to go out, they've seen quite a bit of playing time already. Very rare for them in any team to get as much as they have.
You mentioned the clean jerseys. We haven't talked about, this is a beautifully kept grass football field here at Jackson-Milton. This is one of the better looking grass fields we've seen in actually probably a few years for me.
I was just going to say years.
The Rams are going to run the football on 1st down as we'll see some new young players in there.
That was Christian Dunlap, one of those freshmen that he did really well tonight on those kickoff coverages.
Looks like it is Derek Hesser, number 18, another freshman in at the quarterback spot now for the Rams. That's a loss of 1. It's 2nd down and 11, back to the 29-yard line.
I know his father, Joe, and his brother, Noah. They are one of our sponsors. He's really one of those players you're going to be watching out for.
So he's going to go back to throw. Does Hester rolling out, try to avoid the rush. He's going to be hit, and he's going to go down into the arms of David Osborne, a fellow freshman who was there in the backfield to make the play and bring up a 3rd down and long.
I got to see a lot of these guys playing last year on the 7th, 8th grade team that went undefeated. Derek Hester, that is a name everybody is going to start hearing over the coming years. He is going to be one of the top recruits, I would say, his senior year in the state of Ohio.
3rd quarter over. Rootstown 36, Ravenna Southeast 7. That winner meets this winner.
Derek Hester. I said Jacob. I apologize.
Owen Silak on the run, number 17, who went in motion. Got a very short gain, and it's going to bring up 4th down in a punting situation for the Rams. So 4th and 14. Clock under 7 minutes to play here in tonight's 4th quarter. The Bederic's Block High School Football Game of the Week here on CityView Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240. Good snap right back to the kicker who gets away a high end-over-end kick. That's going to take a Ram roll inside the 45 and be down at the 43-yard line down there on special teams. That's Corey Squirick, number 15, one of the seniors who downed the football on a fantastic punt.
Yeah, Corey Squirick has done an absolute fabulous job. He started out a little quiet at the beginning of the season, but the 3-quarter mark, the rest of the season, so that 1st quarter, he was a little quiet. The rest of the way, he has been lights out.
6 minutes, 20 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. The Rams will come out on defense. The Blue Jays have the offense.
See Landon Bingham, the sophomore backup, one of the backup quarterbacks, defensive back, checking in for defense.
Now you've got a whistle, and One of the officials stepping in. Just double checking, making sure there was 11 out there.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to count, make sure.
Wish that the Irish would have done that against the Buckeyes.
I don't know what you're talking about. First and 10 from the 43-yard line. That's McDivitt, who pitched the football to the man who came around the other side across the 50, 45-40, 35-30, and down to the 29-yard line. That's Keegan White on the carry. Got a great block, was able to spring him to the side here in front of us for the biggest play from scrimmage. And also looks like White is a little slow to get up at the end of the play.
You know, you're seeing a lot of some of those starters out there, and we've seen this maybe 3 times already this season. When the Rams had a shutout, they'd put in their second, third stringers, and they would be playing against a lot of the first string, and it would break that.
And a lot of people will say, well, the shutout's important.
It is.
The shutout's important, but
huge.
If you talk to the coaches, getting his younger players experience might be more important.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You hit a nail right on the head. And then also huge for the other school. Hey, we're about to not move on here. We're going to lose a game. At the very least, let's try and break that shutout.
Right. You want to, try and end the season on a positive note. This is the second straight year this Blue Jay program has made the postseason. When I talked to Coach Brody, he said, that's the tradition we want to build here with Jackson-Milton. And we want it to be an expectation of we make the playoffs. It is something that this program does, and they have started to do that under his leadership the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's doing a great job here. And again, they're getting some new digs next year. When you give players like you've seen with South Range got their new stuff, that changes the mentality. Players play better. You get more good athletes that want to go to that school. There are good things on the horizon for these Blue Jays.
Yeah, good to see Keegan White up, standing on the field after that run.
Mark, I have a quick Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. The Girard Indian Struthers game, Struthers up 21-10. Poland game over 42-14 over East Liverpool.
How about Springfield 28, Monroeville 21 in the fourth quarter?
Also, South Range in the third quarter, 35, Fairless 13.
I'll ask you the trivia question. It's one of the most common nicknames. What's Monroeville's nickname? Everybody is this. My alma mater was this.
The Eagle.
There you go.
There you go.
Seems like that might be the most common high school mascot across the country.
That, Bulldogs are another. So I can think of Poland. East Liverpool is the Bulldogs as well.
I'll tell you about my favorite nickname coming up after this next play. First and 10 from the 30-yard line. We go under 4.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Caden Mitchell at the quarterback spot. He's flanked by running backs right and left. Check that. That is McDivitt in there at the quarterback spot. Mitchell was a running back. McDivitt get a fire downfield. That pass ball's incomplete, but there's a flag at the other side of the field. That's in the area where you'll see holding.
Yeah, I believe that there was a hold. He basically got tackled, number 52, Kamani Johnson-Winford, the sophomore. It looked like he just got tackled.
So my friend's son, his high school is outside of Atlanta, Georgia. He's on the soccer team. It is Polk, Georgia.
Okay.
They are the Polk Dots. So they're Polk High School, the Polk Dots.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
You look on Max Preps, they are one of the most unique nicknames
for
of
sure.
All the high schools across the country.
Of all time, in my opinion.
So the holding penalty brings up 1st and 20, back to the 40. And it will be Mitchell, the quarterback. That's Zayas at the running back spot. Stacked 2 receivers to the right for the Blue Jays. High snap. Gave the ball to Zayas running left side. Able to break a couple of tackles. Stay on his feet to get across the 35. And down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, they're lucky. The Blue Jays lucky they didn't get another holding call. Gavin Harding, the freshman, was just tackled as well. And quick, Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update again. Austintown Fitch 35, Cleveland John Hay 0, Warren Harding 35-0 over St. V's. Canfield 20-0 over Akron East, and the Ursuline Irish 42-7 over New Philadelphia.
Second and 13 from the 33-yard line. Stack two receivers to the right. Zayas is the tailback. He will get the handoff on third down. Try to bounce outside, stayed on his feet, got to the sidelines, and turned what looked like it was going to be a loss into a nice gain. However, it brings up fourth down for the Blue Jays.
Amy Russell and her family want to wish the Mineral Ridge Cross Country team good luck. And hopefully Saturday, November 4th, they'll be in the state championship in a stadium that I believe you know, Mark, Fortress Obetz.
And that's where they played some of the state championship games during the COVID season.
Yeah, they did. I've never been there.
That's where Springfield played one of their state championship games with Bo Brungard at the quarterback spot.
Right.
4th and 7 for the Blue Jays. And a split receivers to each side of the formation. Two running backs flanking the quarterback in the backfield. Game clock down under 90 seconds. McDivitt going to flip it to one of the running backs. That's Joey Zayas, who's on his feet and all the way down to the 15-yard line. Those misdirection plays are always hard to execute defensively because if you don't stay in your lanes, that's what turns into big runs.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, they've been doing misdirection since the opening kickoff. And if it wasn't for Landon Bingham, that might have broke for a touchdown.
Under a minute to play in the fourth quarter. Going to flank one receiver out to the right, stack three to the left. Now Zayas goes in motion, and Jackson-Milton going to use a timeout with 42 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter, and trying to get some points on the board before the night is over.
Dunlap's repair service would like to wish Christian Dunlap and the Mineral Ridge Rams a successful season. For all your plumbing and backflow needs, you can call Joe and Noah Dunlap at 330-718-8650. You heard me mention Christian a little bit ago. He's also going to be one of those good Rams players in the coming years.
45-28 is now the lead in this game for the Niles Red Dragons over Ashtabula Edgewood. Niles just put the ball in the end zone again after a turnover. 52-28 Niles. Red Dragon offense the last couple weeks has really been going.
Oh, they really have. They've been playing well. Great running back. Again, another Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. South Range up 35-13 on Fairless. Liberty losing 33-20 from Norwayne. Kirtland finished that game 49-7 over Columbiana. Not a surprise.
They are a buzzsaw, surprising across the state when they lost in the state championship last year.
Also, Western Reserve 47-20 over Lisbon.
Going to put three receivers to the right. Jack McDivitt, the sophomore, at the quarterback spot. Single back to his left. Takes the snap, takes the handoff, looks to throw, fires to the back of the end zone. Pass almost intercepted and falls to the ground incomplete.
I think that was Jack Gilly almost had an interception. That was one of those moments, Mark, that you see the ball, you know you can catch it, your eyes get too big, and you just unfortunately drop it.
So they will use another timeout with 17 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter after the pass falls incomplete.
Another Jesse's Dairy Cove scoreboard update. Lowellville in the fourth quarter up 28-0 on Steubenville Catholic Central. They have a very potent offense.
They do. That's a good mix of run and pass for the Rockets. That program has played a really good football the last couple of years.
Danville up 28-7 on McDonald. And Mogador 28-0 over LeBray. I will not mention much about Mogador.
I'll say they're a good program.
They are.
That's a team that wins a lot of football games.
They do. They don't treat the media
over
too well.
the years.
First game I ever called in the stands.
We've all done it once or twice. McDivitt to throw, takes the looping snap, drops to throw, still looking, going to throw to the back of the end zone. And no indication yet. Touchdown.
Oh, wow.
That is a touchdown in the back corner of the end zone for the Blue Jays. Our apologies. That's all the way across to the far corner. and difficult for us to get a number.
Yeah.
But the Blue Jays get 6 points as the clock expires.
Caden Mitchell on the touchdown for the Blue Jays. It was hard for us to see. Again, like my partner Mark Means said, very far from us.
So that will be the final score here this evening. A 35-6 win for the Mineral Ridge Rams over the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays. We'll step aside for a 2-minute timeout, come back and begin the post-game show on CDView Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240.
Shining Stars Dance and Baton in Niles, Ohio is home to state, regional, national, and international world champions. They offer a wide variety of classes for ages 2.5 and up for boys and girls. Celebrating over 31 years in business, the excellent staff of instructors will help take your baton twirling skills to the next level. Shining Stars would like to wish all the cheerleaders, dance line, band, feature twirler Amira, and players a successful season. Go Rams!
Jesse's Dairy Cove is a hometown favorite, located at 3743 State Route 46, across from the gazebo in Mineral Ridge. Enjoy all of your favorite ice cream. We have over 32 hard scoop and over 40 soft serve favorites. We also have a large food menu, including homemade chili sauce, sloppy joes, pulled pork, fresh cut french fries, and mac and cheese. This fall, we'll start our homemade cookie and party trays. Visit our website at jessesdairycove.com to see our menu. At Jesse's Dairy Cove, we appreciate your business and wish good luck to the Rams.
W&M Quality Roofing, LLC is an insured and bonded Mahoning Valley family-owned roofing business. At W&M, we treat your roof and home as if it's our very own. Give us a call at 330-647-0610 for a free estimate. Did you get damage from the latest storm? We also offer financing and specialists for insurance claims. For professional and efficient service, call W&M Quality Roofing at 330-647-0610.
Action Physical Therapy is a locally owned outpatient physical therapy company serving the Mahoning Valley for over 20 years. With 5 convenient locations in Hubbard, Cortland, Kinsman, Salem, and Mineral Ridge. Action Physical Therapy can handle all of your physical therapy needs. Action Physical Therapy will create a unique plan made specifically for you. Call us at 1-8333-BEST-PT to schedule your evaluation today. Check us out at myactionpt.com. Get back in action with Action Physical Therapy, and as always, go Rams.
Now back to the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week on CityView Sportscast.
Final here tonight on the Beduricks Butcher Block High School Football Game of the Week. It is a 35-6 win for the Mineral Ridge Rams. With the win, the Rams improved to 7-4, and they will move on to a great season for the Blue Jays. Comes to an end at 7-4 before the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays. Recapping the scoring, first half, 7:37 to go in the opening quarter. It was Ian Erb's 2-yard touchdown run, and the extra point by Landon Powell gave the Rams an early 7-0 lead. 6:51 of the second quarter, it was Jacob Russell's 4-yard touchdown run. The Powell extra point made it 14-0 in favor of the Rams. 2 scores in the final 4 minutes of the half. 4:23 of the second quarter. Herb from 25 yards out. The extra point by Powell. A 21-0 lead for the Rams. And with just 40 seconds to go in the first half, it was Shingle-Decker to Herb from 12 yards out. The Powell extra point made it 28-0 Rams. And with 3:03 to play in the third quarter, Herb's 4th touchdown of the evening. This is a 3-yard touchdown rush. And on our final play of the game, Jack McDivitt firing a touchdown pass to the back corner of the end zone for the final score of this game, a 35-6 win for the Mineral Ridge Rams.
They just carried on what they did last week against their rivals, the McDonald Blue Devils. They had blue in their vision because they did the same thing to the Blue Jays of Jackson-Milton. You know, great job on the season. As you said, the Blue Jays end their year at 7-4. Mineral Ridge has just, since they've gotten their full contingent of players back, they have been playing lights out. The Blue Jays just ran into them for the second time this year. So hard to beat a team twice. But when you barely lost the first matchup, and it was questionable at the end of that game. They didn't have their starting quarterback. They were angry and ready for this rematch, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. A nice, convincing opening round win for Mineral Ridge. It's not final yet, but it looks like it will be the Rovers from Rootstown, as they were up 36-7 at the end of the third quarter. Of course, stay tuned to all of our social media platforms, and we'll let you know about matchups for round two. And now time to name your players of the game.
Well, as we say every week, we want to thank our sponsors, Select Sportswear of Niles, who make all of our Players of the Game shirts. They're making us also the shirts for the Beast Lineman of the Year Award ceremony. Want to thank them. We also want to thank Shining Stars Dance in Baton. We also want to thank Belleria Pizza of Niles. Joe Eckenrode is the owner, and he provides, aside from them getting shirts from Select Sportswear, they get some food. Players appreciate that. They get free pepperoni rolls. And then Colleen Moore Photography, also one of those sponsors. And we have two players, as Mark put it. Tonight, we're going to have Ian Erb as one of our players of the game. He had a great game, just keeps it rolling every week, 4 touchdowns, unstoppable. And our other player of the game is going to be Brady Balestrino, the junior. Not only did he play absolutely lights out on offense, he was also excellent at defense.
An all-around complete team effort tonight for the Rams that look to now move on to round two at a site and opponent to be determined, officially announced by the OHSAA on a Sunday afternoon. And Matt and I hopefully will be there for that one. Don't want to say for sure. Some strange things have happened over the years. But big thank you to everyone here in Jackson-Milton. Very welcoming. Both of our first time here, and we'll definitely be back.
Yeah, for sure. Abby Fishtorn, the athletic director, was absolutely phenomenal. She treated us so well, got right back to us. This is her first go at the playoffs. This is her first year as the AD here at Jackson-Milton. She is doing great things. Again, as we said, they're getting some new digs. So, man, great job. Thank you. Everybody was so very, very welcoming here and nice. And again, we don't have official news yet that we'll be there, but guys, we'll most likely
probably going to be there. That is going to do it for us tonight here from the home of the Jackson-Milton Blue Jays in North Jackson. Big thank you to all of our producers back at the iMedia One Studios in Struthers, led by Chief Engineer Dave Ferris.
Yes.
We've done this before, sir. This was the first time for high school. Now we get to do it again next week.
I am so excited. I've been waiting for years to get back in the booth with you. Never a high school game. It was the Scourge that we did. And yes, if it wasn't for all those guys, Brandon Fisher and Dave Ferris at the station, we would not be on there. Thank you. And Mark, I had a blast with you. I look forward to calling another one.
For our friends at Cumulus Youngstown, Bill Kelly, Charlie Connolly, Chief Engineer Ben Schlegel, we thank them as well. Final score here tonight. Mineral Ridge, the Rams are moving on 35-6 over Jackson-Milton on City View Sportscast and Sports Radio 1240. Have a great night, everyone.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.